I can't fucking believe that Nintendo has the fucking stones to come on a long-awaited Nintendo Direct, not show us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 amiibo, but 7 amiibo, Jake, and to get all of them is nearly $300 fucking dollars. That's all. Might as well just get a fucking Switch 2 and break it in half, Jake. This is fucking horseshit.
Not a bad idea.
How's that? Clip it. Pretty good?
That is
Love
really
it.
good. Yeah,
No,
that's good.
This is Drop In, Drop Out, the weekly podcast where a mix of gamers come together to talk all about video games. I'm your host, Patrick, and dropping in this week is Jerica, aka Jerkachu.
Howdy.
And
how's it going?
the homie, Jake Twitchin.
Hello.
And maybe Jordan, aka Cognitive Clips. We'll see. For now, he is just B-roll. Tonight, we are breaking down the September 12th, 2025 Nintendo Direct. We're going to start with some high-level thoughts, maybe give it a number score, review it in general. Then we're going to go announcement by announcement, break it down, what stood out, what left us wanting more, and then maybe we'll wrap up the show with some pontifications about maybe what wasn't here that we'd love to see in the future. Were there things that were missed, etc., etc. Some quick housekeeping. This week was a weird one. We're recording on a Friday, but that means that this weekend is even closer. And that means that maybe we're going to be doing a Borderlands 4 stream in the very, very near future. Maybe we're going to do it next week. Maybe we're going to do it over the weekend. The way that you're going to know is by going to dropindropoutpod.com and joining the Discord. We have a fun Discord where basically everybody that's in the chat here today, we got Noah, High Score Weekly, Cirrus Shard, Heroic Headgear, Wavy was here earlier. We have Control. We have Ike. We got so many friends. Gianni at some point, I think he abandoned us because he hates us and just spits on our graves. Right. But join the Discord. Be like our friends. Be our friends. Come be my friend, please. And then next week, Jericho, what's going on with Video Game Book Club? What's next?
We were kind of talking, what, shit, Titanfall 2, sorry.
Nice.
I was like, wait, which one is it?
It's finally happening.
Okay,
Titanfall
was
2 is
gonna
happening.
just like show up at my door and like kill me if I said we weren't doing something else. But yeah, Titanfall 2, started playing it the other day, actually, so I can have something to say.
Nice. I guess I'm going to finally play Titanfall 2 because I want to be part of the conversation. Jake, do you have any fun jamborees? I didn't talk about this with you guys beforehand. We're going off the cuff here.
Oh my God. Yeah, I do have a jamboree coming up, but you're going to need to contribute 1 million channel points to it. It's going strong already. And I know what you're wondering. Jake, what kind of appropriate name is the jamboree and what's the hook? I'm glad you asked. It's the Squirt Squad Jamboree.
Yeah, let's go.
If we hit the goal on Pokemon Legends ZA night, I will paint my entire face and head and upper body blue and dress up like Squirtle from the Squirtle Squad for my Pokemon Legends ZA stream. So
what a beautiful fucking thing. I love that. Which reminds me, we have our own jamboree that we are working toward, and we have gotten some sweet, sweet channel points thrown into the pot by Cirrus, by Noah, and by others, now by Jake Twitchin. He's multitasking, folks.
Oh my
The
God.
hot dog jamboree. We're going to be eating hot dogs, maybe wearing hot dogs while playing Fall Guys. We're kind of close, but we can always be closer if you give us our channel points. And I want to say here, I want to announce something that no one here knows about.
Oh.
The closer we get to the jamboree, the closer we are to the next jamboree. And I have a plan that the next jamboree is going to be a secret jamboree that even my compatriots don't know what it is. And it's going to, the mind is churning. So next jamboree is going to be capital TS, the secret jamboree. And we're all going to figure out what it is together. So let's get to the fucking hot dog jamboree so we can get to the secret jamboree, Jake. Are you with me?
yeah, fuck yeah.
Let's fucking go. Let's talk about some fucking video games. This morning, the long-awaited, long-rumored Nintendo Direct, an hour-long Direct we got. We got all sorts of announcements. This is kind of the one after the most recent Direct, which was Pokemon Direct? Was that the Kirby Air Riders Direct. Everyone was like, okay, we're going to get something that's going to be giving us things like fucking Metroid Prime and kind of the big hitters. And we got that today. About an hour long. Jake, high level thoughts. What'd you think about today's Direct?
The last time I enjoyed a Direct this much was the Direct 2.5 years ago now at this point, 2 years ago, where they announced a bunch of Mario stuff all at once. It ended with Mario Wonder, very, very strong. Had Super Princess Peach in it, had the return of WarioWare in it. I think that was the one that had not the Origami King, the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake was announced that time too. This was one of those first party soirees, man, where not only was there some cool third party stuff, but all of the stuff with the Nintendo line on it was so sick. This, to me, I don't know how much more I can ask for. I give this a fucking 10.
Whoa. First score out the gate, a 10 out of 10. I give it a 10 out
Perfect.
of 10, says Jake.
Yeah.
Jerica, how about you?
Listen, there was a few things that got my roll buttered. I mean, I can't wait to talk more about. I can't wait to hear what Jake has to say about this Ditto game, Poketopia,
Pokopia.
Pokopia.
the Ditto
You're
game.
nailing it.
You're doing so good, Jerica.
Anytime. And oh yeah, did we talk about like just like how early it is to react to these directs? It's so early.
Oh, I
and
know, dude.
lacking
I'm
sleep.
struggling.
Wow. Regardless, even though it was super early, I had a lot of hype. I always want more big announcements, and the last thing being Fire Emblem isn't my thing, so I'm gonna not be as high on it as some other people might be. Like, I wish they would have ended on a true like I want to know what the next Mario game is. That would have been pretty dope. But we got a lot of cool Mario stuff, and we got more Yoshi announced. We got a little bit of everything for everybody.
Yeah.
So I gotta give it a higher score just because they had a little bit of everything.
I love that.
I think they treated Metroid very dirty.
I agree.
So I'm gonna dock him a point for that because I just think that was rude. It deserves better, I think.
Naughty.
Not just because Jordan's here. But I think that game deserved more. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 from
7 out of
Jerica. We just said his name into existence. Please welcome to the show, Jordan. Please turn on your camera, sir. There he is. Jordan, give me your high-level thoughts. What did you think about today's Nintendo Direct? You're muted. Please unmute yourself before I give you a kiss on the lips.
It was probably one of the best presentations overall that we've seen in a long time. Jake knows, because there was that weird little lull like in between the 40th anniversary and then like the rest of the show. There was that like weird like 3-4 minute stretch where it was like the most not me games I've ever seen in my life. I was like really bored, but then it kicked right back into high gear. Went for the rest of it very solid. A lot of really big showings for early next year with all the ports and the remasters and the next or like the Switch 2 editions and RE9 coming like pretty much right off the gate to the console. It's pretty big news, so I'm excited for what's coming. Like very, very solid. One of the best presentations I think we've seen in a long time.
Wow, one of the best presentations we've seen in a long time. Put that on the back of the fucking box. What's the score?
Let's do 9.5.
9.5.
That's really high.
Yeah. What makes it a fucking 10?
You know what?
Metroid Prime 5?
It's a 10. You're right, Jake. It's a 10.
Okay.
I cannot wait to see a 10 out of 10 from another Nintendo Direct, and we're going to compare it to this one because I really want to know which one y'all would pick.
I do.
Yeah, we should ranking every Nintendo Direct.
Now that's something.
Let's go.
That's a messy fucking podcast.
That is,
I think respectfully, you guys are smoking the crack to say this was a 10. I think.
No, dude.
I think you
Not
guys. No, not you. I know you're a 7. I'm a lot closer to a 7 than a 10. I think anybody that is male with the name that starts with a J on this podcast is a smoking a crack, and I would say very solid, like 8 for me, which isn't that far from a 10, but I think a 10 for like in my mind. When we're ranking video games, a 10 out of 10, doesn't mean perfect. I feel like for a press conference, a 10 out of 10 should mean perfect, in my opinion. And there were too many lulls. There were too many.
You're never going to get one without it.
I mean, then I'll never fucking give a 10. No, that's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair. But I think for this one, I agree with Jericho. I think they did Metroid dirty the way that they showed Metroid. I think there were a couple other situations where I feel like they could have shown games better. I think of Dinkum, like, come on, what the fuck is Dinkum,
What the fuck is
Jake?
wrong with Dinkum? Dinkum looks fucking
Dinkum.
sick.
But
Dinkin.
and Noah in the
with the
chat
name, I
says
guess.
you cannot have a 10 out of 10 that includes virtual fucking virtual
Chat's
boy
about to
NSO.
eat you alive on fucking Dinkum right now.
Yeah?
You're in a little pocket. Dinkum is like a halfway decent or
I'm in the
halfway, like,
Dinkum
popular
pocket right now?
release. You're out of it. I'm welcoming you inside of it, dude. Get inside my Dinkum pouch, my brother.
Ew, God. Why'd you add pouch to there? Like, why'd you have to say pouch? That made it like 10 times worse.
That reminds
my
me.
bad.
I messaged the group earlier because I got a phone call today at my place of employment, and this person, this veteran of our country, mentioned to me that he comes up to the hospital to get his back shots,
Yeah.
and I almost died.
Yeah. And you said, I don't support veterans in this country, is what you said.
Right.
Not when they're getting
Smart.
back shots. What's wrong with them?
Okay. I'm looking directly to the camera. We can clip this out. This is my first official apology on twitch.tv/drop-in-drop-out-pod for saying something bad about Dinkum. However, I stay at an 8 out of fucking 10. I think for the big hitters that were here, I think Mario 40th anniversary, and we're not getting anything new of substance from Mario himself, I think is a huge miss. I think Metroid did
Two new
not.
games and an expansion wasn't enough. That's nothing to you.
Oh my cog, I love it.
I said Mario specifically, Jordan. I was very clear in what I said, Jordan.
Mario Tennis, Mario Wonder expansion,
Sports.
Yoshi,
You
and a
know,
book.
sports don't fucking count in this discussion, Jordan.
Oh, they definitely count.
No. And no, I don't think so. And an expansion of Wonder.
Tell that to Kayla and her love of Mario Strikers.
No,
Okay, get her on the fucking podcast. She goes on vacation every 3
Put
days.
a pin in this part for me to add in later. We had a discussion about it while we were watching live. Apparently, the last sports game was not the best.
It wasn't.
So
No.
don't give
Yeah, it wasn't.
Nintendo grace just because
Here's-
they announced it. Don't mean it's gonna be great.
I can't defend Mario sports games too much. I was gonna go on to a whole fucking thing. We'll get there when I talk about Mario Tennis, but I have reason to be hyped.
Can Adiva finish her opening thoughts?
No,
I
I'm
don't think
sorry.
so.
I just
don't
wanted to
think
make
so.
sure
I don't-
we get back to
Listen
this.
here.
I just wanted to be
Mr.
a dick.
Dinkum.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Miss your dinkum, I will accept. No, I think once we were at like minute 12 of only Mario stuff, I was like, okay, this feels like the best place to get a new Mario. And let me be clear, to get ahead of myself a little bit, let me be clear. I'm very excited that we're getting Galaxy 2 on the Switch. But I just think it's a miss on a new Nintendo console, 40th anniversary of the fucking guy, and we don't have a new thing. But so that's why a chief reason why I land at an 8 out of 10 for my score. Any other general thoughts about the Direct before we go announcement by announcement and really go right into the exact discussion we were just having about the Mario 40th anniversary?
Let's jump
I
into
think
that
I'd
Mario
submit this.
40th anniversary.
I think maybe we should jump into that Mario 40th anniversary. They opened with some concept art. For people that were here in the pre-show, some of that concept art sat in Jordan's square for quite some time. And those thick
Sitting in my
thighs. And then they
Can I
showed
interrupt
us.
1 second?
Yes.
Sorry, just to thank everyone on the panel and everyone in the audience for your patience.
Ba-boom.
Anyone who knows things knows that parenting is unpredictable. And,
Now I'm
yeah.
getting impatient.
The
I
people-
was patient before here.
The people listening to this on a random Tuesday are going to really understand what that means.
Yeah.
We opened with the Mario Galaxy movie, Jordan. They showed us a little bit of the Mushroom Kingdom, and then it panned up, and we heard that Mario Galaxy,
nice.
the movie. Oh, I'm fucking in, Jordan. What do you think?
Yeah, that was nice. I think somebody had brought it up in Jake's chat yesterday about Old Spice leaking something. So I looked it up and like I'd seen that like this was apparently months ago and I missed it. That
Yeah.
there was like Old Spice labels of the Mario Galaxy movie that had Yoshi on it and it had somebody else on it too. So it was not unexpected, but it was still looking good because I was a fan of the first one.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun with it. So this is gonna be good.
I thought it was so weird that they showed the movie and they're like, and here's the main cast, and it's just the exact same people that were in the first movie. No one new, no one missing. Just the exact same people. It's like, what? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Jerica, Jake, any standout thoughts on the Galaxy movie?
I can't wait to see how he gets to space in the
Yeah,
movie.
Jerica, do you
Oh, no.
like the original Mario movie? Well, like the
Yes, I loved it. I thought it was
DreamWorks one?
phenomenal. I was really
Yeah.
shocked by how good it was.
I'm in the same boat. I think what I said when I watched that movie was I liked that. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I'll watch every spin-off they make of it and sequel.
Yeah.
And that's that's where I'm at. I haven't watched it again since. I have no interest in watching it again, but I will watch the new one and enjoy it probably the same way.
I love that. You know what? Actually,
I'll
I
push-
gave it shit. Well, I don't think they said Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
They
I'm
were
realizing.
100% right. They did not.
So maybe that's them
they are-
saying he's not in the movie.
They are confirmed doing a Donkey Kong spin-off though.
Right. So maybe that's
Like that
why.
is already, I think, scripted. I think even.
I
Since
think
before
I wrote the
Mario
script.
movie too. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're not
Fred
going to believe
Armisen.
it, Jake. But it's an
Fred Armisen,
adaptation.
Cranky Kong of
United 93.
Schindler's List.
Yes.
Right.
That is correct. After the
Frankie
Mario,
was one of the standout not great parts of the first one. I don't know why Fred Armisen was doing like a angry New York deli owner instead of an old man.
You can
for
say
that
Jew.
voice, but
It's okay. I'll do it.
I'm out. See,
No, you just got
Disclaimer, I am
here.
Jewish.
No, that is fair though. Okay, next up, we got Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Jake.
I want to just. Can I put everybody on the spot real quick? It is going to be. I don't even. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. If you can't come up with something real quick, actress fan casting. Who will voice Rosalina?
Oh, sure.
I have no clue. I don't know.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson's good.
Brie Larson's good.
I need to hear this character's voice again. Is it just anything?
I don't
mean,
think she really has.
it
she
doesn't
have
really-
one. It's kind of
It's
just
the classic
like,
like,
sometimes.
like that kind of like
well,
you
I
just
need,
make
at least need
noises.
to hear that.
Sure. I mean, I can pull it up. I have the B-roll
I mean,
capabilities.
Unless that was close. Can someone confirm?
High Score Weekly accurately says sultry, which I completely
Sultry's good.
agree with.
Ooh.
Sultry's
There
good.
is an air of sexiness to Rosalina
Okay,
that is
sexy
not
voice.
present with the other ones.
Okay, hold on.
And Brie
Y'all
Larson did
answer.
the ex-girlfriend in Scott Pilgrim.
See?
Oh,
that, like,
well,
sultry
hear me
voice.
out. Disembodied sultry voice. I think there's a queen of that already. Scarlett Johansson.
Sure.
There we go.
I could have sworn you were going to say
That's
Hillary
not
Rodham
wrong.
Clinton, but
Close.
she's acting a lot more these days.
Mm-hmm. What
Um,
about Zendaya? Zendaya.
I think Zendaya is
Ooh.
almost she like if we're doing a pie chart, 56% chance it's Zendaya.
I like that.
I'm gonna say I like the ScarJo pull. What? Who did you say, Jerica?
I haven't had. I
You haven't
don't
said
know,
one,
I'm
and then
still
we had Brie
thinking.
Larson from
You can
Cog.
just skip me if I don't think of it.
I'll just
in
say Brie
time.
Larson is the other chunk. Zendaya, whatever numbers those are. I can't do math right
There's,
now.
yeah. I mean, there's like kind of like just a lot of like white women in Hollywood that would be able to do it really well. Like Charlize Theron could do it, Anne Hathaway could do it. Like there's like so it's not a very inspired voice at this point. Like I don't think this is too big of a deal. They'll get another name that will do good on talk shows.
Sure. Hillary Rodham Clinton. I think we're back to mine.
Correct. Yeah, she
Nicole
crushes.
Kidman.
No, Nicole Kidman. Okay.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Big
Okay.
mommy vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should get a complete unknown.
Oh,
That'll
doesn't
that'll
seem like
really
they're gonna
sell
do that,
a
though.
kids movie. A complete unknown.
Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, that's very good, Jake. That was very good. Welcome back to the Complete Unknown podcast. After
I
Mario
thank you for
Galaxy, well, actually, let's talk more about Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Was anybody as excited as me? I'm like through the roof that we're getting Mario Galaxy 2 finally on a modern console.
Yeah, for sure. Big omission so far, and a game that I played Mario Galaxy all the way through on stream a year and a half ago, and I didn't play. I tried to play Mario Galaxy 2 afterwards, and it being stuck on original hardware with a Wii Waggle control fucking irks me. I'm so glad it's coming to the Switch 2 or Switch 1.
Oh God, me too. I have been yearning for this day. I haven't been yearning as hard as I've been yearning for Wind Waker from the Wii U on the Switch or Switch 2. I'm rhyming everything now for the rest of the show. But I'm very excited about Galaxy 1 and 2. I do think it's horseshit. Pardon my French. That I have to buy Galaxy 1 again because I own it already.
You don't.
I
You
don't?
can get it separately.
Oh.
But here's the thing, it's kind of fucking highway robbery, dude. When you think about the comparison 5 years ago, physical copy or digital copy, $60 gets you Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. This time, $70 gets you Mario Galaxy 1 and Mario Galaxy 2, or $40 a pop separately. But something about Mario Galaxy 2 for $40 to complete my collection of Mario Galaxy 1, 64, and Sunshine that only cost me $60 fucking hurts.
That does feel silly.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
It's like I want to give it a half point to acknowledge that they are like these versions are gonna. I don't know if they're gonna update the 3D All Stars one or not, but these versions do have like enhancements for Switch 2 as far as frame rates and resolution stuff like that. So I'll give like a half point for that, but then can just take that half point right back away for still charging that much and like not making it as easy to get for folks.
I
And
hope
it's a
Miyamoto
fucking
hears this.
half-assed enhancement. Like they could very easily do like a Nintendo just hates. They will not just do like an easy remaster. I don't know why, but they would just if they just fucking up-res some goddamn textures and brought in like a fucking team that was capable of doing that, they would do so much better with some of those classic game ports. They
I'll
started
fucking
to
do
dabble
it.
a little bit on Wii U.
Yeah. It's horseshit. I'll do it. Give me 10 minutes. I got it, dude.
Well, finish the script first
No, you're right.
for the United 93 Donkey Kong movie, and then you can start on that.
You're right. You're right. Also, I'd be remiss if I did not recognize Cirrus in the chat referencing Zendaya is Michi. Anybody know this video?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's so fucking good. There was this in LA somewhere. There was this like string of posters for some movie that no one remembers, and it just had a bunch of famous people playing characters. Like Zendaya is Michi, LeBron James is Gwangi, and then somebody made a funny video to it. It became a meme. So I do think
It does ring a bell, actually.
while Zendaya was Michi, I think she could also be Rosalina. And Cirrus, you get 10 points for tonight's show. After Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, we got some Amiibo and also the Mario Galaxy book. Jake, I know you're buying that fucking thing.
I'm buying that fucking fairly priced book at $30. What I'm not prepared to do is spend $40 a fucking pop, dude, on Mario and Rosalina. I have, dude, the prices. I don't know if we should have this conversation now or later in the show.
Let's talk about it right now.
Amiibo have been talked about. Okay, so they announced 7 Amiibo today, and to buy all 7 of them, quick math, 180 plus 40 is 220 plus 60, $280 for these fucking Amiibo. It's absolutely insane. They have Mario for $40, Rosalina for $40, Kirby and Waddle Dee are $50 a piece with their
they're
little
interchangeable.
interchangeable things.
You know?
And then Samus is on the bike is $40, and then 30 a pop, which is the new norm. That's what I paid for the Donkey Kong and Pauline one, and that's the same price as like the Street Fighter ones that have come out recently. 30 a pop for Samus and Sylux.
I think.
Can't spell Silux without sucks. Am I right, Jordan?
So fucking true.
So right, bro.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. I think I've never cared about Amiibo. And I am ready to make my whole personality that this is horseshit that they're charging this much for Amiibo, if you guys want me to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hit it.
I can't fucking believe that Nintendo has the fucking stones to come on a long-awaited Nintendo Direct, not show us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 Amiibo, but 7 Amiibo, Jake. And to get all of them is nearly $300 fucking dollars. That's all. Might as well just get a fucking Switch 2 and break it in half, Jake. This is fucking horseshit.
Not a bad idea.
How's that? Clip it. Pretty good.
That is
Love it.
really good. Yeah,
No,
that's good. That's good. That's good.
Like even if
I'm
you
in
just
my
wanted
rage bait
to-
era. Sorry, Jordan.
No, you're good because you are in your era, and I want to respect that.
Thank you.
If you wanted to just get only the 2 Samus amiibo, not even Suxlax, along with the game, you'd buy the game twice. It's $70
Yeah.
for the game on Switch 2, $70 for the amiibo. That
It's
like look really good. Don't get me wrong. Like the amiibo generally look really good, but like $30 good, $40 good. I don't know about that.
I feel bad for people that collect all of them because it's the kind of thing where it's like you're so
His name's
in.
Josh. You can just say Josh.
I feel bad for Josh. Like you're so in that, and it's the lost sunk fallacy, lost cost sunken
Sunk
cost
cost
fallacy.
fallacy,
Thank you. The lost sunk fallacy. I said, but it's like I don't know. It just feels like they're kind of. I mean, and it's probably tariffs, right?
It is.
Yeah.
That's why
Maybe
they
a
got its
little bit,
initial
but-
bump. But I mean, when the Amiibo launched, they only launched with 8 Amiibo, and it was the exact cast of Mario Super Smash Brothers 64, like your OGs, and that was the first wave of Amiibo, and each one of those was $13, whether it was little plastic Pikachu or big plastic Donkey Kong that weighed 3 times as much. And I get that like these products cost money to produce and then ship over here, but you're asking now for us to pay at a base nearly triple what they were 5 years ago.
Yeah,
That's a
sucks.
really tough fucking markup,
Yeah.
especially as functionality gets worse. They might look a little bit better, they might be a little bit larger, but what do you fucking do with your amiibo these days? They used to have like a function for a lot of games. These days it's like scan any amiibo for something that you'll only do once and not care about ever again. For me, it's too much effort to get up off the fucking chair to go grab the amiibo to scan it in for my useless
That's
item
a
of Donkey
really
Kong
good
every time I
point.
play it.
That they don't even
'cause I
seem
think
to
that,
design them anymore to be useful.
The
I
Kirby
truly-
one with the interchanging thing is novel, but
It's not worth the money, but honestly, like I'm looking online right now because like I call it at $30, like I can't spend any more than that on one of these things. But like GameStop right now, they're all on sale. Like, and I feel like a lot of these are newer, $20, or I'll just buy it used from someone in a couple of years. I don't need it at launch, unless
Yeah.
I
because to be
mean,
honest, I feel like the Donkey Kong one I got looks really cool. It doesn't do anything incredible in my game. The only ones that really benefit me are the the Zelda ones for Tears of the Kingdom, giving me free goodies. But
yeah, I like I get caught up in the moment a lot when these games come out. I get caught up in the moment a lot when these games come out with Amiibo, where I'll say I don't want that, I don't pre-order it or anything like that, and then I get to playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, and the next day I'm walking by a Best Buy and I go down the aisle with Amiibo and I see Donkey Kong staring at me and I go, $30.
What's $30?
Look at that little guy.
I mean, the Metroid Dread one that comes with $30.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like when
You
it's
know?
not on sale. That's like standard MSRP or whatever.
That's a
It's
standard
$30.
price. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think,
Let's
like,
go
they
around the
had,
horn. Sorry, this is a stupid joke. Jake, Jordan, say what you're gonna say.
They had obviously I think that the tariffs did bump it worse, but like even the Tears of the Kingdom amiibo, those were closer to $20, $22, as opposed to the Breath of the Wild amiibo, which are more like 15 or 16. So like they had started to jack them up already even before the tariff started, but now it's just out of control.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
that's a bummer.
yeah.
Next up, Mario Wonder Switch.
I want him on your
2.
fucking joke.
And
I
the
need
moment's passed. No, actually, the moment's
Mm-mm.
passed. I'll bring
I
it back
think it'll
later.
be funnier now.
I think we'll bring it back later, Jake. It was more of a thought experiment, not a joke. But we'll bring it back
Right.
later. Mario Wonder Switch 2 Edition plus Meetup in Bellabelle Park was next announced. And I don't want to be a mean guy. So, Jordan, what did you think about this?
It's cute,
Oh,
but
okay.
it does nothing for me.
I'm surprised.
Like I don't know, because it looks like they're just more like exclusively co-op focused type of things, or like little mini games kind of thing. Like is all that I really noticed from it. Am I wrong there? Or did they show it and that was actually like an actual Mario Wonder level, or was it all like competing against your friends kind of things?
At the end, they alluded to more to be shown, and they showed a new
Okay.
area of the map that looked like there was
Okay.
additional, like maybe single player experience levels. But no, you're entirely right on what they actually showed.
Yeah, it's
'Cause, like,
spring
when I'm playing
2026,
with-
so we might get some more information in depth on like another direct between now and then. But
Yeah, I mean, if we get 2 for how to use 2 buttons to control Kirby on a fucking star, I think we can maybe get another direct for how to, explaining some Mario Wonder a little
I
bit
can't
more.
believe we're getting another Kirby Riders direct.
But I mean, like when I'm playing with the kids, it's like, they're wanting to do the actual levels and like jump through and like we're doing a lot more of the actual levels and then the little puzzle park because there's a handful of those in Wonder. I don't know if you all remember those or not, where
Yeah.
you're like trying to find the hidden blocks to get the seed at the end or whatever, and like those are in there and they are fun enough or whatever. But for the most part, like the most fun that we've had together playing was the actual levels and trying to reach the end and whatever
Yeah.
else. Like,
Do you think it would go over well in your household if you used the new meetup in Bella Bell Park as a way for your children to compete for like dessert? Like whoever wins gets to eat it and whoever loses doesn't and has to go straight to bed.
I think it'll probably go over better because like right now we've been using Mortal Kombat and that's not
Got
guys family friendly. So like I think that would
Babyality
probably
is not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood. Jake, I don't remember your opinions on Mario Wonder. What did you think about this?
I was really hot on Mario Wonder. In my full rankings of like 2D Mario, it is really, really high up above any Mario's new Super Mario Brothers series game or anything like that. And I think I have it in my top 10 Mario games of all time. I had a really fun time when I was in there playing that game moment to moment, and I have not really touched it since then. And I don't really like 100% or anything like that, but I love an excuse to go back. Like I had a really fun romp in Kirby for an extra 5 hours for $20 one night, which is what it would cost to order a pizza or go watch a movie anyway. So like one night of entertainment, I get it, maybe a little bit more expensive, a little too rich for my blood, but I think that it is going to be a fun excuse to hop back into a game that I once loved. So for 20 smackaroos, which I'm assuming is going to be the price for the expansion system, seems more like a Kirby type expansion than a Breath of the Wild type expansion, which was 10.
Sure.
So I'm assuming $20 to get back in. But yeah, I'm pretty hot on the game, and I'm hot on this outside of the fact that the multiplayer stuff really won't be for me, but I'll take any excuse I can get.
Jerica, anything to add on the Mario Wonder train?
I'm about to just eat because like these are all every I miss Galaxy, I missed Wonder, never played them, and really excited just to play Galaxy finally because
I
apparently
can't wait for you to play Galaxy.
I'm missing out on one of the best 3D Mario platformers we've ever had. Right? Would some people say that this is the best?
Unequivocally so.
100%. It's
So-
really fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm ready to play and put my seal of
And-
approval on it.
With Galaxy, I'll say that it like really holds up too. Like that game,
does.
especially on Switch, plays really, really nicely. I played it completely with the controller with no motion controls outside of the accelerometer. Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. We also got a talking flower, a little physical fucking guy. This would be a
What
good
is-
thing to show. Jake, what do you know about the talking flower?
He was kind of like the anchor for a new character in that wasn't a transformation, I guess, in Mario Wonder. And he kind of shows up and says like funny, quippy things. He also almost sort of like narrated the trailers for the game, where like he was the first thing you see in the original Mario Wonder trailer. He's like, "Hello, good to see you," or something like that. And he in the game says absurd things when you pick him up or you walk past him. They're like, "Wow, that's a lot of water," or some bullshit like that. He just has like a bunch of quips, and I think they're really trying to push him as like a maybe we see talking flower in the next fucking Mario Kart update if that ever comes.
If
Am I right,
that
Laugh
ever
Track?
fucking comes. Noah
Honestly,
aptly
the little
in the
quips-
chat. Sorry, Jordan. Noah aptly in the chat says something along the lines of what I said on stream, that Jake's gonna have fun with that hole. Is what I
Yes.
believe.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Jordan, what were
need
you gonna
to
say?
Experiment with diameter.
God.
No, like I personally, I thought that the little quips and stuff from the Talking Flowers and Wonder were like actually funny. Like it wasn't like, toilet humor like slapstick. It was like actually pretty funny little quips. Like I think it's even in the first level you walk past a sleeping Goomba, and so he's like, "Oh, that Goomba looks so serene." And then you jump on it. He's like, "Oh, never mind. Like, he like
Yeah.
reacts to you like killing Goombas right in front of him and stuff. So like, there's some good little jokes in there. So yeah, this would be cute.
For sure.
I love that. I accidentally skipped Mario Tennis Fever. We touched on it at the beginning of the show, but yeah, I don't know. So it was like kind of my. I do think I would like to start by saying I do like Mario sports games quite a lot, but I've been very disappointed with the last like 3 or 4 of them that were new. I really liked the GameCube NSO one, but like the last golf game was a snoozer. I thought the last soccer game was not fucking good. I actually don't know that I played the last tennis game, but I feel like what they showed me here is the best a new sports game of Mario has looked in what I am calling the modern era. Anybody disagree with that statement?
Yes.
I think so.
You do. What? Why so, Jake?
I feel like Mario Strikers Battle League presented really well with his art style. And I was fucking fooled by it. But on paper, I remember my feeling seeing that game. I was like, that presented really fucking well. I don't think that game is good even. Like, I think that's an affront to God in Miyamoto.
Sure.
But this, I think, will be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looks good. And like all of these different like modes and mini games and stuff that they're adding, I feel like that is what a lot of the other sports games have missed is the extra stuff. Like I think of the N64 version of Mario Golf having the putt-putt version, which is like, you know, it's just like another mode, but it was such a rich mode of so many different courses and stuff that it was like I almost spent more time in the putt-putt mode than the regular golf mode. So I'm excited to learn more about these different modes that they have within Fever. But Noah in the chat is saying that this looks very, very similar to Aces. Aces I didn't touch, so I hope that isn't the case because I heard a lot of not very exciting things about Aces. But this does have a fucking adventure mode with Baby Mario, which is so fucking weird.
I think if they can incorporate what makes Mario Party work into your point, like extra mini games within the realm of tennis rackets, like or whatever sport we're playing, like that's gonna be the sauce. Like I saw the babies and wandering around this mansion, I'm like, that's lost me. I don't care about that at all. So I'm tired of Mario babies.
I have so many. I would love to do like an hour and a half with fucking Kayla on Mario sports games at some point, because I adore them. But in general, the last 3 have been pretty shitty. I think that like Battle League was really tough. I think Super Rush was on the right track, but the gameplay was so bad that it was a fucking nightmare. But Super Rush is what we should look at, I feel like, the most based on the mode that it gave us for single player as we see this like Baby Mario thing, because it has this bigger cast of characters where it shrinks down. It's not just Baby Mario, it's like adult DK and he's standing there sitting next to Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Baby Peach, Baby Wario, and Baby Waluigi, and they all look fucking the best they've ever looked in a video game. But the single player game almost plays out like a light RPG, kind of similar to the way that those Game Boy and Game Boy Advance ones used to from Camelot back in the day, which to me is the pinnacle of modes, I guess, in those games. I think GameCube is the heyday for the actual titles, but I think like those old RPGs were very cool, and Super Rush was interesting. I got a lot out of the actual story mode in that game until I beat it, and it was more fun than I ever had just playing exhibition matches and tournaments in any other of like the GameCube or 64 or even Wii games. So I think that this is going to be really fucking sick.
I hope so. And in terms of a date, we got February 12th, 2026. There was one of the very many things that they said is coming either in February or in spring of 2026. So a good, strong first quarter on the way of next year, Jordan. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like,
he
like,
says.
Like everything, like you said, no joke. Like there was maybe 2-3 things that said January. The rest were either February or spring. So we're going to go broke, dude.
Yeah. Fucking go woke or go broke, I always say.
Jake,
Jake, do you remember when you and I
voucher program
did 2 hours on Mario Sports?
Yeah, I do.
I just want to make sure you remember, since you said you want to do an hour
because
and a
I
half
said
with
I want to do an
Kayla.
hour and a half with Kayla. That was our messy podcast, right?
It was. It sure was. It has 28 views on YouTube.
That's fucking insane.
they finished the 40th anniversary section out with Mario and the Mysterious. Nope, sorry. They finished out the Mario 40th anniversary with Yoshi and the Mysterious book. Jerica, I could feel the soaked butter roll with this game. Am I right?
Yeah, I love a good Yoshi game. Have I ever beaten one? No. But whenever one comes out, I do play it for a hot minute and I enjoy every second. And I think like one thing I appreciate what they do with Yoshi is just like every single game's been like a new like artistic situation. And for this one specifically, like it being illustrated and it looks like, a low frame book, like illustrated book is so pretty. Like I love and it also looks just fucking fun to play. Like interested to see how you can use all these like flower blossoms or whatever that those daisy dandelions. What are those fluffy things called? Weeds. They're
Noah
weeds.
calls them the Amazy Daisies.
Okay. The Amazy Daisies. I'm interested to see what else in this world I can use to
Yeah.
fuck some shit up with Yoshi. And it seems that's how I rock and roll. Me and the Yosh. We like to see what we can get into. And the fishing, the darts, there's all kinds of things in this game. But on top of it, like I love the artistic vision. I think this is really pretty. And whatever team worked on this, they had a blast, I can tell. Like I hope they had a blast because it is very pretty.
Noah out here saying that they're not called that. So I don't know what the fuck to believe because he says one thing and then he rolls it back. And now he's going to say that it's my fault because it's fucking Noah. I'm very excited about this game. I think I would go as far as to say Hollow Knight Silksong wishes it was as pretty as Yoshi in the Mysterious Book.
Ah, come on.
You can say what you want about Yoshi in the Mysterious Book, but you can't call it ugly.
You know what, Jordan? I completely agree. Clip it.
No, now you say I think this is fucking ugly.
No, yeah, you're right. That's right. Jake, where are you at on? I mean, I'm sure you're locked the fuck in. There's fishing, there's fucking surfing, there's umbrellas.
Dude,
come on.
I'm so locked in, echoing everything that they have already said. I can't really add too much. The only thing that I'll say about it is that this game is going to come out and it will be no higher than like an 83 on OpenCritic, and it will be divisive. And I will play it and fucking love it. But it'll be slow and weird and experimental and the kind of thing that could have started as a Mario game, and they said, "Let's put Yoshi's name on it." Like they don't care much like a Kirby game. You can kind of force them out the door a little bit as long as they don't bring down that Mario moniker.
Does love experimenting after 2 a.m. So I think
so true.
This game is gonna see a lot of time on Jake's Switch 2. We finished the Mario section after this. We moved into what some call a lull. We started with Storm Lancers, which is out today. I don't even remember. Let's go to B-roll because I really do not remember. Oh, there it is. Yes, this one. Did this do anything for anybody? Storm Lancers?
Tough. Somebody had to fucking follow the Mario 40th anniversary, and it ended up being Storm Lancers, dude, where everybody that was reacting to it was just talking about the Mario stuff now that it's over.
Yeah. After Storm Lancers is what some people are calling the biggest announcement of the fucking show, Dinkum. And I won't allow a single negative thing to be said about Dinkum on this podcast. All right, Jake?
Correct. Yeah, it's got two of your favorite things, Dink and Cum.
You're not wrong.
I was about to say it's pronounced didn't come, but then you
right.
Sure, but I did
beat me off to it. Beat me to it. So.
Yeah, but I did. I'm glad Jericho walked away. That makes me feel better about the choices that we've made. Kangaroo with antlers, Jordan. How does that make you feel?
Conflicted.
Yeah, I know. Boy, do
like
I know.
I don't know what to believe anymore. It's
exactly
like a Noah chat. You know what I mean? Like you just don't know what's real and what's not.
God, I love that. After this, we went from the Dinkum to the Popucum with this game, Jake. What do we think?
I think that's these two games are actually very similar, where they're kind of like Steam 1.0 release, fresh out of early access games that are very well received, and those developers just must be working on console ports. I don't know how much of a splash either of them will really make, but they seem like very competent titles that are more interesting to me now that they're on home consoles. Like I look at
Yeah.
this and I think that's something like I would like to play, and I don't know if I'll find time for it, but that looks fun.
You just want 30 minutes with the Pop U worm, I think.
I think it would be interesting.
Yeah, I think at the very least it would be interesting. I know you popped off for the next thing, which was Mortal Kombat. Nope, that's not correct. Well, Tamagotchi Life.
Tomodachi Life, yep.
Tomodachi. I did this in
Yeah.
the direct as well. Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. Also a Jake Ask Jake game. What'd you think, Jake?
Oh, so hot on it still, and it's just more. I love that they are. It wasn't a secret before, but I feel like it's getting more time in the limelight this time around because secretly, like Tomodachi Life is so fucking popular internationally and not very unpopular even in the US, but it doesn't feel like it gets its time in the conversation among like, our little video game echo chamber that we all live in. And it's starting to break out of that mold, which is nice because they're emphasizing how fucking weird it is. And this game is so weird and so insane. And it's like the Nintendo Wii essence at its like goofiest and best in a lot of ways. Like it is really, really fun. And I think that if we can get a lot of people to really buy in this time, I think like we maybe would need to start a global pandemic to make it work perfect, but I think that we could have I think that we could have on our hands like a really fun Animal Crossing Street Pass, one of those Nintendo multiplayer experiences that lasts a little while but burns real bright, where everyone's playing Tomodachi Life and having a fucking good time with it.
Very good news for you and for Tomodachi Life. Measles stock soaring right now. So it's
Really?
very possible
Get it,
that we're
ship
back
it,
indoors.
rip it, and rip
Yeah.
it.
Jordan, what were you going to say?
Metroid.
We lost him. Jordan, you maybe didn't hear me. I feel like you were going to say something. Was this true or false?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I started dying again. No, I was saying that I just wanted to feed somebody, bok choy in their living room.
Right.
That was like...
For sure. Good identifying of it, bok choy. I called it a head of lettuce, but I don't really know my greens.
Same.
It's very good.
I mean,
Cabbage.
it looks like some type of cabbage, and bok choy is a type of cabbage, and
Interesting.
Okay, cool.
like it's...
The more you know.
I would die for this queen. I want everyone to know. That's on the screen right now.
Yeah. Absolute baddie.
Yeah. As Control in the chat said, would. After this, we had Mortal Kombat Collection, Jake. I know a game that this is a game that you're very excited to play.
I like this game will likely sneak into my top 5 this year, much like Tetris Forever did last year, where they just understand it's like this Gold Master series and they're getting more and more important as we go. I'm so excited to see what they do next, but they're starting to hit things that I'm really interested in. This, of course, started with the making of Karateka, and then the second one was the Jeff Minter Llamasoft game that kind of chronicled everything. You can kind of consider Atari 50 in there. The last one they did was Tetris Forever, and now we're on Mortal Kombat, where you are getting one half of like a playable collection of retro games in their purest and best emulated form that you could possibly get them. And then the other half is you're getting it all timelined out, wrapped around a massive documentary of what is truly one of the best stories in video games already. If you're old enough or you pay attention to video game stuff, you guys all know the fucking pop culture lore of Mortal Kombat. It's insane. It's insane what that game series went through in the 90s, and to see that all chronicled by expert documentarians would be interesting in its own right, even if I wasn't able to press 2 buttons and load up Mortal Kombat 2 and do every Sub-Zero fatality. Like, that's so fucking cool. This game is going to be a 10 out of 10.
Do you think we get a 3D version, or do you think this is a one-off 2D version only?
It probably, if we get it, I bet it would be further on. The story, honestly, like the story behind it gets less interesting. I think a lot of people are misconstruing this. The Mortal Kombat community online is like, they're all in their little circle jerk of like, how come it doesn't have Mortal Kombat Gold? And they don't understand that this isn't part of a Mortal Kombat collection series. This is part of the Gold Master series that is video game documentaries. And the story of Mortal Kombat doesn't evolve much past the release of like Mortal Kombat 4. You know what I mean? Like you got the NetherRealm Studios founding and the fallout of Midway and stuff like that. But it's not like a truth is stranger than fiction type story the same way that, you know, Mortal Kombat went through so much. So I think that we probably don't ever get that sequel.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're gonna get like DLC of like Deadly Alliance and Deception. I think a NetherRealm produced and put out version of like a trilogy would be more of a expectation than any kind of DLC or sequel to Mortal Kombat Legacy
Sure.
Collection. I think the next thing that they do will be another crazy collection of games like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog or another bigger IP. They're climbing every single time with something more and more interesting, and I think these games in this series is going to be a really
Yeah.
big deal in the future.
I really hope we get more shit like this. I think it's so cool. I've not played any of them yet. I've been a bad fan of this cool thing that they're doing where they have like a documentary inside of
Yeah.
a video game. But it's really cool, and I hope that it sells well and other franchises see it and are like, oh, that is actually a cool idea. We should do that too. Does this do anything for you, Jericho or Jordan? Mortal Kombat Collection with a K?
Not much.
Yeah. Well, something that I think does something for somebody named Jordan is Final Fantasy VII Intergrade getting a release date. It's one of the few games that we were wondering, are they going to get a release date? And January 22nd, 2026, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is coming to the Switch and Switch 2? Just the Switch 2?
No, just Switch 2. Just Switch 2.
Just Switch 2.
Oh, sorry. Technically, Switch 2 and Xbox Series.
Yeah.
I see. Phil Spencer just had to get a fucking taste of fucking cloud. Unreal, dude. Save some for the rest of us, God. After that, linked Banner of the Spark. Let's go to B-roll. I don't remember what that is.
We're on this game.
Hold on. I started playing the intro for people. Wrong button. This is linked Banner of the Spark. I don't remember. It's like a isometric. Frankly, this game looks boring. Does anybody remember this?
Yeah, I've played this
Yeah.
game. This game kind of fucks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jordan.
That's what I've heard. I have not played it, but I've heard that.
This game is made by the studio that is headed by, and the game is directed by Steven Spielberg's son. who is-
Wow. John Spielberg.
Yes, it's him indeed. From the son of the creator of Boom Blocks comes Linked, finally on consoles.
Well, I'm not going to be playing it, and take that, Mr. Spielberg. Next up, we had the second game, Jordan, of titles that we wondered, will we get a release date? And this is what I popped for most on this
you did.
fucking
Yeah, you did.
thing. Hades 2. We're going to be playing it in 2 weeks, motherfuckers. September 25th, it is... Oh, that is a Thursday. I was like, wait, is that a Saturday? But that's a Thursday. That makes a lot more sense. I mean, who's picking up Hades 2 day fucking one with me, brothers and sisters?
I
Anybody?
got like 20 hours in Hades 2 already.
Yeah,
in
I have like
early
8,
access.
I think.
Lovely, but I pulled out at the right time, I think.
Yeah.
Still a lot to experience.
You
for me.
always
Well,
do.
Yeah, there we go.
I very rarely.
Very rarely. Jerica, I remember this morning we were saying Kayla hasn't played them. You've played them though, right?
Yes. Well,
the first one.
of course I haven't beaten it. I've played it, enjoyed it. I'll chime in here. I wish there was an animated series. I'm so ready for the show. That has to be happening, you know, with
Yeah.
everything else going on. But yeah, I love this world. I've been holding off diving in because I just want it to be fully cooked before I take my steps into, I don't know this lady's name. What's her name in this game?
Melano.
What? Yeah. Her.
I think it's Melinaway.
Melinaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I've
Huh.
seen a lot of art of her. Let me tell
Big
you.
M,
Not-
welcome.
I'm a
Big
fan.
M. Yeah, me too.
No, I do think
And-
Jordan is correct. That once he said that, I was like, no, that
Also-
does sound right.
Worth noting, just to interest you a little further, Jerica. Hades 1, horny. This game, even hornier.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect
How is
anything
that
less
possible?
from them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
And-
probably got the feedback loud and clear, and they're like, okay, let's turn up the horny to,
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was on 12, now it's at 58, I'm sure.
Mm.
But I'm ready
A
to play on handheld. Like, I want to play it on the Switch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm not here to spoil Hades 2, but there is 69ing in this video game. I've seen it in the first 8 hours.
Correct. Yeah, it's graphic.
It's so graphic.
Wow. Cool
It's so graphic.
cutscene.
Very cool cutscene. We got some more amiibo, which we've touched on, but this was the Kirby Air Riders, and I believe this is also when they said, and look forward to another Kirby Air Riders fucking
How?
future direct.
How?
Literally how, Jerica? What else can they tell us, Jerica?
Who else is in this game? Anybody else, or are we just going to talk about it and enjoy the
Dwayne
development
The
of
Rock
this game?
Johnson will be in this direct. Crazy.
Let
But Jake,
Sakurai speak.
let him speak. Hashtag.
He's so good. I still hold out. I think that there is room for something's up with Nintendo racers right now. Mario Kart Zero DLC, Kirby Air Ride getting a massive push. I don't know what to expect next, but I feel like something's up. It's either they're gonna put all their marbles into Air Ride, or they're doing another Mario Kart much sooner than we were going to come to expect. Something's wrong. I think so.
We're not getting another fucking Mario Kart this generation.
I think we're getting another Mario Kart on this generation.
That'd be crazy. Has that ever happened? 2 Mario Karts in one generation ever? No,
No.
right?
I don't think so. No, I don't think
This
so.
would be the first
It's
one they
usually a
needed.
one per console, but I think that game is in such a shitty place online. Like the stable meta of Mario Kart for 8 was so fun, where it had this skill ceiling that was like decently high, but you at the fucking base level could be competitive, whereas this game is so fucking fundamentally broken for anybody that is playing it regularly that like online matches are not fucking fun. Like it is insane. Everyone is jumping off the map and riding on fucking walls and doing crazy grinds and shortcuts and shit. It is fucked. That game is fucked.
I only played online the first weekend. I've not played online since. I'm scared too now that you said that.
It's sweaty as fuck. It's so stupid.
Jake, are you willing to bet with me on another Mario Kart on the Switch 2 console?
What are the stakes? Pretty low.
What about like a $20 eShop gift card?
No, that's not fun.
That's
I
not
would
low
rather have
enough?
it be like
What
I mean, it's low
What
enough. But
about-
I would,
how
I would
about
rather
this?
it be like gameplay stakes or like podcast stakes.
Oh,
That's
sure,
not fun for
okay.
anybody else.
Fair. No, that's good. I was gonna say if there's a Mario Kart game, I will buy it for you as the second thing. But then that's not funny
Oh,
because also
sure.
what do I get?
Right. If there's not a Mario Kart game,
Right.
I'll buy that
What
for
do
you.
you hate playing? What's the game that you just despise playing?
It could be like Mario Kart related. How about for
Beerio Kart.
if Beerio Kart isn't bad. I was gonna say something maybe about like picking your character, like you're never allowed to play any character, even in your own time, other than the one that I say.
Sure.
Wouldn't
sure.
that be good if
Oh,
I
that's
No
just
more
like, fucking
Pauline.
banished you to Goomba for the rest of your
Yeah.
fucking life?
Nah,
fuck it.
No, we don't have a good idea, so let's just move on.
Hey, wait, I got as far as bets go, can I ask? This is so fucking off course. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll with it.
Okay.
I made a prediction like 3 episodes ago when you were talking about a game called Shinobi.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my guess was Patrick had not picked it up yet, and I guessed that he was going to pick it up and play it once, and then say that it didn't really click for him, and then maybe play it again and confirm that, and then not touch it again. Have you played Shinobi more than twice?
As of this exact moment, Shinobi is my number 10 video game for 2025. I've hit credits of Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
No.
Yeah, the game is
No
fucking
way,
sick.
dude.
That game is so good.
Jake,
Yeah.
the game rips, dude.
It's
If
really
you
good.
haven't picked up the full
fuck.
thing yet, you need to.
Oh,
It's very good.
Damn it.
Honestly, not a bit. Shinobi ruined Silksong for me. The combat of Shinobi
shit.
is so fucking good and clean that I played the first like hour and a half of Silksong and like all the issues that I've had, blah blah blah. And then I went back and I finished Shinobi, and it just feels so good to play because it's so combat forward and like movement forward. I went back to Silksong and it just felt like the combat's not as good, the traversal's not as good. Like it's just like I just don't. That was like the nail in the coffin for me. It was like that plus the difficulty. I'm not playing Silksong anymore. What's up, Jordan?
Yeah, if I may, just real quick, since we're already on the topic, like
Yeah.
I didn't feel the exact same with the combat for Silksong because I have kept playing. I'm in Act 2 now. I do intend to keep playing some more, but the way that Silksong just always throws the most insane challenges at you for no reason, versus how Shinobi is like, this is the most challenging thing you're going to do in this game, but you know what you're getting into.
Sure.
Like, again, kind of ruins like, why can't you be more like Shinobi? Why can't you just let me know, hey, you don't need to be doing this right now. You're not going to care about what's at the end of this hallway, but you don't know until you're there. And
Sure.
so, like, that's kind of my thing. Was like, Shinobi just be ruining things for other games.
It
'Cause
do
it's
be
like
like that.
I fear Skong is just kind of predetermined.
Okay, Jake. Heroic Headgear has inspired me with a bet.
Okay.
If we get a new Mario Kart this generation on the Switch 2, and it's not DLC, it's a new named Mario Kart, you get to do your solo podcast for as long as you want. As many episodes as you want.
Yes, on the drop in, drop out main
On
feed.
drop in, drop out main feed. And if it doesn't, shut the fuck up about it.
Okay, all right. But hold on. I also I agree to these terms, but they do not limit me to doing the podcast only when I start. I'm not waiting this whole fucking console generation. One man. That's gonna do gangbusters.
The stakes can be changed at some point potentially if
I haven't done it by then it's
yeah. Next up, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. We got a date. I was dead wrong. I was so gung ho that this game was not coming in 2025, and it is coming November 5th. Jordan, I know you're stoked.
I am stoked. It continues to look really, really good as far as just the presentation of it, how clean, how smooth it is, especially compared to the other Warriors games from Switch 1. So I'm very excited for this.
Hell yeah. Jerica, are you a Hyrule Warriors whatever? No, me either.
No.
She
Care
says,
less. I'm mad there's more story there with the game I don't want to play, but I'm glad someone can find a combination there that they truly love.
yeah.
So
Jake, you finished the first one.
somebody at Nintendo or Koei Tecmo is sitting there and they're like, how can we continue to push the bar of Hyrule Warriors to have less and less interesting characters in each one? I can't wait to see what they come up with next. The first one is so fucking good. It has like every character from every Zelda. It has Linkle, the shorty Zelda. It's so sick. It's such a love letter to Zelda in general. That game rules. The second one, moderately interesting. They bait and switch me. We've talked about that. I think I spoiled this very game on this podcast before.
You did.
I have higher hopes. I have higher hopes for this game, but I'm just I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, bring me that when it's out. Like I know I'm gonna be so whelmed by it.
Sure. That's fair. After this, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. This one, I'm not a Dragon Quest girly in general, but something about this one, just like the art style especially, just really gave me like kind of the ick, unfortunately. And I don't, this one really didn't do it for me. Jack, I know you're a Dragon Quest girly though.
Yeah, I'm a fucking freako. I'm really hot on this. So this is like, to me, the natural evolution that I almost would have like expected this game series to take as it went from 7 to 8, because we got Dragon Warrior 7 and then there was a long gap, and on PS2 we got Dragon Quest 8, which defined, the visuals for the game up until this very point, and possibly even with 12, but at least through 11. This is such a cool, a lot of the games that they have like put out since have kind of echoed that new 8 and on art style. This is such a cool rendition of the Dragon Quest 7 art style, which is Toriyama artwork, which is obviously like a really sacred thing in the world of not just gaming but anime. And I think this is like a stupendously pretty quasi chibi video game. Like, it is really,
Sure.
I think it's a really interesting art style. Some of those pre-rendered cutscenes look absolutely fucking insane. It's like almost jarring to see those low poly inspired characters look so fucking realistic and good. Like, there's a shot of a man's beard in like the main character's face in this trailer that is ridiculous. I encourage you to go look it up.
Okay. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. After this, they were like, Nintendo Today is an app. Don't forget about it. Kirby's there now, which is like a classic Nintendo Direct move. But then something that if anybody says they saw this coming, I just don't believe them. I think they are liars. I think they are grifters. I think they're trying to sound like they knew what they were talking about when they said that the Virtual Boy is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 online with a fucking peripheral. Huh? Jake, I know you fucking lost your mind about this.
I fucking lost it, dude. That is so cool to me. I'm a Virtual Boy owner. I don't have it anymore. But as a kid, I loved my Virtual Boy. I only had 2 fucking games. And those games, one of them at least will be available at launch, either Mario Tennis or Wario Land. And that's reason enough to hop in. That's like one of the best versions of Mario Tennis and arguably the best Wario Lands. It is so fucking sick and such a great little nostalgic piece because those systems are hard to find and they're also hard to keep maintained. There's like a huge like hinge issue with those where like a lot of Virtual Boys that are on like from the market when they released in like I think 98 are not functional anymore or have to be aftermarket repaired because they literally just can't stand up on their 2 fucking legs anymore. So A, I hope that's addressed with this.
Same.
But B, this is a great way to have a fucking Virtual Boy on the shelf and I think it's such a fun little piece of memorabilia. I would almost like be interested in a non-functional $100 Virtual Boy statue. Like,
Sure.
I'm obviously gonna buy the fuck out of this and put it on my goddamn shelf.
Listen,
It
this
is-
thing's
yeah.
old too. Like, one thing I just want to remind, I don't know, I didn't have one of these growing up.
Me
I
either.
don't know, and in chat, who all had one of these? We know Josh has one. Josh has everything, Nintendo related. But who had one of these? None of my friends did. Like, I've never seen one of these in real life, but I knew it was around. Like, I knew it existed, and I think it's really cool that they're putting such a focus on something that was so revolutionary at the time. Like, for real, was there
Yeah.
anything else out like this for
No.
Nintendo?
Not that I know of.
Like, and just to, I think this, of all the things that Nintendo does, they look for ways to make money. Cool. But at least they found a cool way to preserve something, or at least for me and maybe who else wants to try this thing out, like, get to experience this part of Nintendo, because I didn't get that. So this is really cool.
I agree. I do wish that we lived closer to each other because I do feel like it's kind of crazy to spend $100 on this, but I want to try it, but I don't.
Hey, we can
feel-
be
You have a
shared
fucking
custody of
Yeah,
this thing.
okay.
$50 piranha plant in your
Podcast
ear.
custody.
Did they confirm that price, by the way? I didn't see.
You know,
Yeah, so there's-
I'm just trusting the chat by them saying it's $100.
It's $99. There's also a $25 option through the same thing, Nintendo Direct. That is kind of Nintendo Labo adjacent, but it's a
Oh,
Cardboard,
yeah.
yeah.
virtual
That's right, I did see that.
VR
Okay,
experience.
okay.
So if you do just want to give it a fucking dip your toe in the water, $25, but then all of a sudden the value proposition, 75 more, gets you the fucking thing to put on your shelf.
Thing that you
That's
can
how
have
they get you.
Yeah.
to put on the shelf
But-
or under the bed eventually.
Here's the thing, like we can criticize the $100 price on this. This doesn't irk me
I don't
at
think
all
it's that bad.
the same way.
I don't.
But it, yeah,
I mean,
I'm with you. I
the
don't think it's
$40 less at this point. you
That
know?
is exactly what I was going to say. The amiibo is far more offensive to me, and you can look at the entire
That's fair.
package and say
That's
like,
fair.
very Nintendo, very greedy. But this is not a product that is like we're reintroducing the Virtual Boy to sell millions of copies and become popular now because this is the time. This is a very specific piece for a very specific kind of fan or person that is interested in like that era of video gaming as nostalgia, because the Virtual Boy is one of the biggest failures in video games, much less in Nintendo. Like there are only 14 US released games or something like that. The system was on the market for like a year and a half. It was an absolute failure. I'm the only person I know that has one or ever had one.
I think it sold less than 500,000. Like somebody, I saw somebody put that in one of the Discord groups, and was like, one of those. Was it Nate Piscat? Is it Nate Piscatella?
Matt.
Is it-
Matt.
Matt, thank you.
I
Matt
think it was
Piscatella.
just
Look
a-
up the numbers.
Ahead of its time. I don't think anyone could wrap their head around like how this thing was supposed to fucking work. Like, to be
And when
honest,
they did,
I feel
they
like
got like injuries.
Yeah.
did y'all. I remember I saw this thing at the yard sale. Let me tell you, my mom used to love taking me to yard sales. I usually would stay
Oh,
in the
yeah.
back and like play on my Game Boy, and while she went out. But I remember her coming back in and she's like, "They got gaming things. Come on, do you want to look?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I go to the garage.
I
and
forget
see
you had
this,
such a thick Southern accent as a child. I always
Yeah.
forget that.
Well, that's how I sounded, Mom. And I was like, "What's that thing?" I go to a Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis had like this like thing that I put on the ground. Y'all help me with this. I don't know what it was, but it was a thing I stood in and like
don't
moved the
remember
buttons
this.
somehow.
Oh
this was,
yeah, I
like-
know what you're talking about.
When I think Virtual Boy. I think about that also apparatus, and my mom didn't know what it was or what it did. Virtual reality, something, I don't know. I just think at the time, like this, no one knew what this thing could be. I still don't know what that thing I got at the yard sale was. Might have been a knockoff. Might have been a lying adult at the time saying,
Was
"Hook this
it
up to your Sega."
was it like a hexagon type or like an
Yeah,
octagon type shape?
yeah.
I don't. I'm trying to. So I googled just Sega peripherals, and I see here. Let me go to the B-roll. Um, this guy in the very top, but when I click it, I don't like it just gives me a list. I don't know which one of these it is because it's not giving me pictures
It's that
anymore.
top thing. That's it.
The six, no, not the 6-button controller. The
No, like that
activator ring.
thing. Yeah.
The activator ring was
Sounds dirty.
the peripheral was made to make the player stand up and move around to control the game.
It didn't work. I think it was broken. I
Sure.
never could get it. I remember trying to play Pocahontas on the Sega, trying to use my feet to get her to jump.
How
But
funny.
in my dumb little child brain, I was like, "Ooh, it's something scanning me. So if I do this, she's gonna start punching." That's not how it worked. But that's
Sure.
how my child
Should
brain.
be, though.
My mom just assumed, sure, that's probably what it does. Anywho.
She lost the southern accent.
Sorry,
so
I
I'm
went
gonna
off-
think that maybe you're lying about this whole story, Jerica.
No, I've actually been. I'm so glad I remembered it because I think about this often. I'm like, I
Good.
gotta bring this up on the podcast.
Hell yeah. We should do
That's
like a
what's up.
peripherals. Have we done that before? Like an old weird peripherals episode?
We did weird controllers
Oh,
3 years
Yeah.
ago.
That's right. And you guys, yeah.
It's kind of like my messy podcast about
right.
Mario Sports.
Exactly.
At least I
After,
was on. At least I was on that one. Though.
yeah, that's true.
Can I just real quick? The funniest message that's ever been sent in drop in drop out podcast history was sent a couple minutes ago by our very own Kayla, who said there was a Nintendo Direct today.
Very good. Very good. Which is also funny because she was being very supportive in the chat of our own reaction. So she's just goofing. That Kayla, she goofing.
She do be goofing.
I think, if I may, no one yell at me. I think we can burn through like 7 of these right now because
Can we?
Do it.
I think so. Fatal Frame
Yeah.
2, Jerica. I know you liked Fatal Frame.
Looks cool. Love to revisit. It's
Boom.
dope. I love that. But Silent Hill F is coming out soon, and that's a lot of Japanese horror. I don't know if I can handle all of it.
I love that. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. I haven't played the first 3, so I don't know about that for me. Overcooked 2. Stardew Valley, Switch 2 edition. Humans Fall Flat, Switch 2. These are all Switch 2 editions. Power Wash Simulator 2, Switch 2 edition. And then the one that we have to talk about, Jake, Suika Game Planet, dude. Are you fucking kidding me with Suika Game
Dude,
Planet?
I popped fucking crazy for that. I will say, I think it's interesting that like One Piece, Overcooked, Stardew, Human Fall Flat, and Power Wash Simulator all use like the terminology Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which I think is interesting because it's a broad description of like a category that a lot of games would fall into. But also Nintendo has kind of been first partyifying that term with these like Nintendo Switch 2 official upgrade paths and stuff like that. Like the Switch 2 edition of Tears of the Kingdom, Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder have that same branding. I wonder if this is like a official-ish program that they are putting people through, or if they're just also using that moniker. But they grouped them all together in a way that makes me think that maybe there will be a like Nintendo Switch 2 edition subcategory type thing where you have an upgrade path available if you already have that game.
I could be wrong. I feel like they've been using it for third party since launch because of,
Got it.
the only reason that I know that is because of Guardians of Azuma, the Rune Factory game, because that had like a Switch 1 and Switch 2 and I think PlayStation and Steam, whatever. But like that was like a whole separate SKU and whatever else, and I think it was one of the few games that actually launched from third party on the cart and not the game key card that people are so upset
Right.
about and like all that stuff. So. Again,
it.
I'm willing to be wrong. I've been wrong twice before. If you want to look it up and
You
correct
are
me,
right
that's fine. Like,
this time. This time, Jordan. I'm watching you. But speaking of Game
makes me go
Planet,
crazy.
come on, dude.
And it's 4-player, so everyone lock the fuck in.
Oh, I am L'd the F in, Jake. All right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be getting some
it's
W's.
gonna be insane. I truly might be like, there is a world I don't know of anybody who plays like more Suika game. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Tetris 99. That I don't hold the crown for. That's
No.
competitive. But
You've
for
never even
like
won.
2025, that's so true. for 2025, I feel like I am the person that has streamed the most Suika game on Twitch.tv. Like, I
Probably.
might be the #1 Suika game streamer because nobody fucking streams that game, and I streamed it like at least 40 hours this year.
You're my
Maybe.
#1 Suika game streamer.
That is me
Thank
too,
you.
Jordan. I agree. Hey,
Not
hold my hand.
mine.
Hold my hand, Jordan.
I want someone else to
Up,
play
up,
it
up,
once
up,
in a
up.
while.
There
I
it
know where I
is.
am.
Right.
You got dangerously close to an area that you shouldn't go near, Jordan, at the beginning there. Noah says, damn, Patrick, that was dirty. I thought Jake was going to say he was one of the best Suika game players and then started talking about Tetris. I was like, well, you've never even won. But then I just still had to say that. I had to embarrass my friend Jake.
I'm gonna win Tetris 99.
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. You want to know how many wins I've gotten, Jake?
Yeah, but were you playing? Have you really played? Have you won Tetris?
I have, but when it launched, so maybe it was easier then.
Okay,
But I
so
got
that
like
doesn't
6
count.
ones. Back
I
then.
honestly think that I might have won back when it launched.
But if you don't remember,
I'm trying to rack my brain. Does it stat track back that far?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. I'll look after this. I don't have my Switch near me.
Okay, I'll look during this.
You do it, dirty boy. After that, clear the fucking comms. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond finally gave us a date, and unfortunately, not a very good trailer. But it's not my time to talk. Jordan, talk to us about your thoughts. You get your essay out. Read to us what you think about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
No, I actually, I may surprise you here. I do share some of your sentiments. So when it first opened, thought it was like, this looks really like graphically good. I started noticing that it was Samus's suit and stuff like that. Completely caught off guard with this motorcycle situation. Completely caught off guard. She jumps down, and I'm like,
It was so
that
weird.
does not look great. It goes to the desert, and I'm like, what's happening? Like, is
Yeah.
this some sort of weird, DLC for Mario Kart or Kirby or something like that? Like, what is happening? But then, like, she drives through and does a couple weird things, and then it's just right back to the first person, and I'm so locked in. Like, everything from then on was incredible. Like, the details and the environment, all like the crazy weather that's going on in the background and all this other stuff. All like getting bum rushed by like 14 of those little wolf alien things. Like, I mean, it looked really, really good to me. But I do want to touch on this weird bike situation
Yes.
because I believe if I'm correct, or correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's basically just me and Jake who have played the Prime games on this panel, correct?
I played like 2.5 hours of the first game a few months ago, but that's it for me.
Oh, right. Okay. So the thing with the Prime games is that they consistently have some sort of new twist on traversal and stuff. So for the first game, that was literally just being in a 3D space with Metroid for the first time. So that kind of gets like a baseline pass. For the second game, they did the whole like light world, dark world kind of thing. You had to go through portals to get to either one. You use that to solve puzzles. You actually had like a light in the dark beam to like correspond to stuff. In the third game, you were using your gunship. You were actually traveling to other planets. There was like 4 planets in that game total that you travel between with the gunship. You use the gunship to solve puzzles. You didn't do any dogfighting in space, but you had to call it down and like pick up a large battery or call it down to blast a wall or whatever. So in all of these games, there's always some sort of weird gimmicky, for lack of a better word, type of mechanic that plays into the puzzle solving and the traversal. So all that to say, I'm not worried about this thing. Like,
Okay.
I was, again, caught off guard, not overly impressed at first. Honestly, if you go back and rewatch that whole segment where she's driving through, like, that weird, like, pause to Aura Farm, notwithstanding, because that didn't look great either. But, like, when she's just driving through and stuff, if you actually look at what's going on in the background, I'm more impressed by that. Like, the draw distance. There's, like, storm cells in the background. Like, there's weird, like, the what do they call them? Sun dogs, where it's like the ice crystals reflecting the sun, and it has like almost like little mini suns on the other side of it or whatever. Like, there's some really cool weather effects, some really cool like draw distance, graphically impressive stuff going on. I don't think it helped that it was a desert and deserts are not exactly exciting to look at. But I don't think that this is going to be something that's like a mainstay of a huge portion of the game. I saw a lot of comments from people like on our TikTok and stuff like that. They were like, "Oh, they just had to go and make it an open world that's even a Metroid." It's not what's happening. Like,
Sure.
there's always open sections in the 3D Metroid games. It's not an open world. Like, you're probably going to be using this bike to go across deserts and other open spaces, and then hop off and just do other Metroid things for the rest of the game. Like, I don't think it's going to be like 50% of the game you're riding a motorcycle. Like that
Sure.
does not. I did not read that at all. So again, I do share some critiques as far as like it just being so out of left field, and like a couple of those shots didn't look great even on the Switch 2, but the rest of it I thought looked pretty incredible as far as like graphically and like what I was seeing in motion, like the lighting effects, all that. So
Do you think
That's where I'm
with your Metroid knowledge, Jordan, I know you can't see the B-roll that I have pulled up, but I'm paused on one of the screens of her in the desert, kind of drifting, and there's this like giant
up.
tree of life in the background. Do you expect any of these things that we're seeing in this open environment in the far distance are places that we will go, or do you think it's just like nice to look at?
I pulled it up. I could see it going either way because see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if you just look at this shot, like this is a nice looking shot.
This is a nice looking shot. In
Like
the moment,
the Akira slide is kind of a strange thing, but like just like the tree of life in the background and like all this other stuff, like
I will
mountain range in the
agree with you.
background.
In the moment, I was just so focused on her on the bike that I wasn't really
Yes.
looking around. And when I look around, it's not as bad looking to me.
I have a problem with
It's tr-
it because I'm just mad. I don't even care about this game, but I'm just mad Nintendo don't put more care into this game. I'm trying to care for you, Jordan. I'm sure that it's all there, but they're trying to get me, someone that hasn't played, interested in this. It's not working. That's twice now. Like the trailer, just something is just off with it. And I don't know if it's the presentation style or I don't know what it is. Like, is it one of those situations? And this might be where you can educate me. Is that less you say is better? Let the player experience this. Like, are they trying to hold secrets back, or like, do they want us to learn how we are getting around this world, or they're just sticking to what we should know from the previous game that was like this? Like, there's no surprises here. This is not an open world game, but this is an open area. I don't know that as a player, like someone that's new to the franchise that
Yeah,
maybe
same.
wants to get people bought in.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
that's a
like,
great question. So
they
I think that
Nintendo,
it
what
is a
the hell?
situation.
What the hell?
Support this game more. Come on.
Yeah, this was a weird trailer overall, especially because like what you're saying, where it's just they end it, they finally give us a reveal date, and then you're gonna have a few seconds to talk about the app on the phone that we know about for 6 months, and you're gonna pause and talk about another direct for Kirby and all these other weird things, reconfirming the returning cast for the Mario movie, but you're not gonna be like, we finally have the release date for Metro Prime 4.
I couldn't
Please look
believe
for-"
that there
you know
was
what I mean?
no
Like,
fanfare. It was just trailer on to
Zero.
the next
There's-
thing. I was like, huh?
I really expected its own direct.
Yeah.
Kirby Air Rider's
It's-
getting
so
another
no,
one.
I do believe.
Come on.
I think we're gonna get one. Like, I
You
don't
think
think
we're
there's a
gonna- okay.
world in which we don't have one, because
Why didn't
with
they
it being
announce
a
it here?
December release, like, I think they're gonna get Kirby Air Riders out of the way in November, and then like last week or two in November they're gonna hit us with it, and then the first week of December we're gonna have the actual game coming out.
It's going to
But to answer
be
your question, no, sorry, go
on
ahead.
November 27th, which also happens to be Thanksgiving. Fucking lock it in. That's when the Nintendo Direct for this fucking game is going to be, with how they're marketing it so far.
I will be so pissed.
No
I
kidding.
will go rage on them. I'm like, how dare you
Yeah.
pick this day? No one's gonna watch.
Yeah.
That would be so aggravating.
Yeah.
But watch them do it.
It would.
They're not.
Like,
They don't care enough about this game, and it makes me mad.
Yeah. To answer your question, though, I do think that this is one of those weird situations where they are trying to play it close to the chest, because, like, with the Prime games and even with Dread to an extent, like, there was plenty of stuff that you wouldn't want to have spoiled as far as, like, new suit designs or new powers, and like they
69ing.
exactly
Yeah.
they got rightfully kind of dragged for that one trailer where it was like, use your powers to open doors, and it's like
that was bad.
for someone who doesn't know what the game usually plays like that's kind of cool. Like Samus has never had psychic abilities. She's had other like powers. She's never had psychic abilities, so that's kind of cool. But like the way that they were trying to present it was awful.
Yeah.
And like I think the Dread kind of showed their hand a bit too much with some of the marketing. Like I like that they showed us that that blue, red, white suit. Like her power suit, but then they kept showing like the new iterations of the old suits that we're going to be seeing. Like they almost showed too much. Like they showed old bosses returning, things like that. So I do appreciate to an extent that they're holding it close to the vest, but that's for me as a huge fan of the series for my entire life. For someone like the two of you at the bottom of my screen here, I don't know where you are in the actual presentation, but
Me neither.
for the two of you, like this is
We're on the
not
top.
doing much for you, and I understand why.
We're on the top. I want to bring in, before I bring in Jake, who has been awfully quiet about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Cirrus wrote in our Discord, which you can join by going to dropindropoutpod.com. We have discussion questions every episode, and Cirrus wrote out a big one, but there's a middle section about Metroid that I want to read. Cirrus writes, I fear Samus has a fucking bike, and it's badass. Ass spelt with 5 S's. Good little snippet shown for Metroid Prime 4, and I'm glad they dropped a date to satiate enjoyers and naysayers. It's clear that there's a ton to this game that they haven't even scratched the surface for, the game now being about 3 times in storage size compared to most other Switch 2 titles raises an eyebrow. So I fully expect another Direct where they dive deeper before release, open world, overworld, bike combat, and a little more story perhaps, etc. So
Yeah,
that
I
could be
look
good.
because you actually can pre-order now. Like they finally, as of now that they actually have a date, you can pre-order on the Nintendo website or on the console itself. And yeah, it's like 32, 35 gigs. So that's a pretty beefy for a first party game from them, especially.
Yeah.
But much like you, I'm very interested to hear what Jake has to say because I had to go back as I was in the Dido chat during the presentation for the most part, but I had to go
He's a
back and
company
watch
man.
Jake's reaction to this part. So.
Jake, what'd you think?
Metroid Prime 4 beyond my interest. Metroid Prime 4 beyond saving. Metroid Prime 4 beyond Wii, but not by that much. Metroid 4 Prime 4 beyond Burger. Metroid Prime 4 beyond disappointing. Metroid Prime 4 beyond Goaty cutoff.
And
Metroid
next
Prime
we
4
had
beyond ugly. All right. I am what I would like to call a reasonable Metroid fan, as I am not a reasonable many other things fan, right? The best-selling Metroid game is
Hold on. I don't understand that. Can I get some examples, please?
I'm not a very reasonable fan of Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy or Mario
I
or
see.
Zelda or Donkey Kong. I'm an insane person.
Got
You
it.
know,
Got it.
like,
Got it.
and I look at it all through. I acknowledge that I look at everything through like rose tinted glasses, the whole 9 yards. Like I like it, but like Metroid, I like a lot because I like Nintendo and I enjoyed Metroid Fusion a bunch when I was 13, and like that's kind of the extent of it. And I've dabbled in the Metroid Primes. I played all 3 of them. Metroid isn't as popular as the world would have you think it is. Like the best-selling Metroid game was Metroid Dread, and it sold 3 million copies on Switch. Would you like to hear some games that sold more than Metroid's
No,
best-selling
because
game
like
just on
we've
Switch?
talked about this before. We've talked about it, but I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was like, no,
Got him.
we know.
Fucking
But
got
here I
him.
am going to
Which-
argue, saying, why do they keep making these games that they don't want it to finally outsell some of these other games?
Well, I think it has the potential to get like more popular, but Yoshi's Crafted World put up more than Metroid Dread.
We
Like
know.
it's tough. That's a tough
just-
situation.
I just wonder why. Like, why aren't they putting that effort into making it something a little bit more front and center with Nintendo? Because I think they just have a big
It's-
opportunity with it.
I think they're
This
starting
will
needs to
to
be its own
say
episode. but
barely
I didn't
starting
mean
to try. The problem is that the Metroidvania genre as a whole is so niche. Obviously, ignore Hollow Knight and Silk Song; those are outliers to like the most to the letter definition of an outlier. Like Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown did critically very, very well. commercially sold a couple million, but like that was a failure because like it's a Metroidvania. That's not a genre that people gravitate toward. It's like a very niche. Like it sells enough for Nintendo to keep it alive and to like keep making new ones and all that stuff. But it's not like it's never been a system seller. It's never been the Metroid or the Mario or Zelda. And I mean, also important to keep in mind that even Zelda wasn't the powerhouse that it was as far as sales were concerned until Breath of the Wild came. Like before Breath of the Wild, the highest selling game was Ocarina of Time, like 8 million, 9 million, something like that. And then Breath of the Wild came out with like 30, 40 million. So like, you know, even the biggest names don't always get their jump until later on. But yeah, it's just a very niche thing. And as a big fan, I realize that, and I've never like, you know,
I think
I've accepted it.
I do have a scoop for this podcast for the 4,000 people that are watching right now.
Oh yeah.
There are rumblings. I've been on the dark web recently. I think Samus may
Oh.
be in the Epstein files, and I think that might be
Right,
part.
that's going to affect it.
That might be part of this whole fucking. Why do they keep making the games when they don't sell very well? Leverage,
sense.
Jake.
So the just like follow up on that thought, essentially what I mean with Mario with Metroid isn't to say that it's not deserving of it. I'm just saying that the push that they're giving it right now seems ample for what it is on paper. And it's not to say that it couldn't be more, but that it's, looking at it, probably not more. I think that a lot of that game was shown today. And the reason that I think that is I think that this trailer is distinctly different than the last ones. And they've shown increasingly more and more of the game with every one of them. So I have reason to believe that we saw stuff like all the way into Act 3 as far as like environments go and little like story beat things. Because I don't think there's that much more to show because they're trying to make it look obviously as interesting as possible. But it's not going to get the big like show-stopping time frame that even like a Kirby's Air Rider has, because the fucking Kirby game that I can't even remember the subtitle of sold 1 million more copies than Metroid Dread did. You know?
Did
I
Metroid
just don't
Dread
see
get a direct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a
did.
treehouse presentation, but or
Okay.
something. It had something.
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
After the E3, yep. But I don't know. I think it's. I like Metroid a decent amount. I just don't think it's had a shot a lot of times. I would love to see another reinvention. I find myself I was interested in that game where she was on the motorcycle until I realized it was part of Metroid Prime 4. I was like, I want to race around this fucking empty ass world, dude. Do some tricks.
This empty.
And see, and that's kind of what I was looking, or you know, I obviously use different words, but like that kind of relates to how I was talking about the Prime 2 and 3 with how they like did some weird stuff. Like they'd use the light in the dark world motifs and multiple Zelda games at the time Prime 2 came out, but like they never tried it for 2, and so they were like trying to have, you know, interdimensional puzzles going on, and then they're like, okay, well maybe we can actually have you know, semi control the gunship at like 4 different instances throughout the plot, and like so they're always, at least for the Prime games especially, trying something different as far as a new gimmick or something else to kind of keep you hooked. But yeah, it's just
How do you
Never
guys
been,
think it's going to sell?
I think
can
this
see it
one will
probably
sell
2
well.
mil, 3 mil. Yeah.
I think
I think
you
it
know
could be
there's a
the
small
best-selling
install
one.
base right now. This is like between 6 and 8 million. Like the last number we got was like 5.8 or something. 5.
This is a Nintendo Switch. This is a Nintendo Switch 1 game.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm gonna say this will be the best-selling Metroid game of all time.
I think
I think
you're
so
right.
too. It's been
Yeah.
long enough.
Yeah.
And this game's been in development hell multiple times. Like I remember hearing about this game like 10 years ago, I feel like, and they had to like restart
They
over on
first
it.
announced it in 2018, and then they announced again in 2019 that they had to start it over.
It's
Yeah.
like the Skong of Metroidvania.
Yeah, this is so true. I think I'm also getting reports that the gimmick of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is that it's actually fun. So that's gonna be a pretty big addition to the franchise. I'm joking. I'm
Wow.
joking. Any
No,
final
and
words?
I think
Yeah, can
yeah,
I
just
ask,
one last thing. No,
I
you
want to
first.
ask Jordan a question about fucking. I'm kind of interested in. Silux looks cool as fuck.
Yeah.
What do
Which
we know?
is
What do we know?
What's the Silux? I forget.
Silux is
Yeah.
like the bad Metroid looking person. I know her name is Samus. She looks like bad Metroid.
Was Silux
she,
in the trailer?
them? Yeah, briefly.
Yeah,
But
Don't
he's
remember
like
he's the
been
dude at the
confirmed.
end.
He's been in a couple of them, but he's like walking through like a burning fucking door in this one, looking like a badass antagonist. But the best look that I've ever seen of him is he's one of the amiibos. So you have 2 Samus amiibos and then one of Psylux, and he's
Yeah.
kind of like wearing like Samus style armor, but it's kind of like blue and black and purple and spiky and shit. It's sick.
Yeah. He's the dude that's like floating in the air like toward the end of the trailer, and
Yeah,
then you
I
kind of
just got
see
eyes
him
on.
reflected in her visor as she's looking up or whatever. Like that was a dope shot.
I got eyes on
Um,
Silux.
Excellent.
I've never actually played a game that involved him. So he was in like the Hunters game on DS, and he had some sort of plot relevance in the Federation Force game that exists for some reason. But essentially, like his shtick so far is kind of like a generic, like he hates the Galactic Federation that Samus often works with, and he also hates her, and so then he's also like in the early trailer, and then in that treehouse presentation where they showed the kind of like the intro like segment, the prologue or whatever. He's clearly, I think they're like basically cloned some Metroids to use to combine and infuse with his soldiers to make them stronger or whatever. So he's a bad dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about
He's a
him.
bad
He looks like
man.
he looks like a potential like Nintendo is not great at like IP these days. Like we got Splatoon in ARMS in the last like 10 or 15 years, and Psylux seems like a standout character that could get added pretty nicely to like the next Smash Brothers type of thing. Like that looks like the
That'd be cool.
makings of an iconic like Nintendo character. And we've got pretty much at this point just Samus and Zero Suit Samus and Ridley? Question mark Ridley
And Dark
from
Samus.
Metroid. Dark Samus,
Dark
right? They're all
Samus,
Samus.
But yeah, the one last thing I did want to say before we move on was just to further add to the thought that it will be the best-selling one is that those Switch 2 enhancements are insane. Like we've known about them for a long time now, but like the whole taking advantage, possibly one of the only games so far to actually take advantage of the 120 FPS on handheld mode, HDR and handheld and TV output, like all these things that like the people who are more tech sickos than I am are gonna want to check this out, and like the Digital Foundry fans and all that kind of stuff are gonna want to check it out too. So
It is one of the reasons I pre-ordered it today with a Nintendo voucher. So I was like, I want to see this fucking 120 frames per second bullshit.
yeah,
Jordan.
Yeah. Voucher baby.
Yeah. Well, next up, Kayla Gray back in the chat at the perfect time because actually it's not next. So it's in 2 games, Kayla. Donkey Kong Bonanza DK Island and Emerald Rush DLC. And then we're going to talk about Pokemon Pokopia. But first, we got some DLC, some downloadable content to talk about. Jake, you've played some. I think we might as well start with you. What'd you think about the DILS?
I like it so much. It's not the biggest DLC. It doesn't seem like it's one of the smaller islands that you kind of go to, or like layers, more akin to if you played Donkey Kong Bonanza, you know what I'm talking about. It's not one of the full-sized layers. It is just like one open area. But the actual area of DK Isle is so much fun to be in. And the Emerald Rush mode, which is a roguelike that takes place in Donkey Kong that is timed, is a blast to play. It is really fucking cool. This game, if that speaks to you in any way, and if you like Bonanza, like I was talking about with Kirby, like I was talking about with what's coming up with Mario Wonder, this is a very nice $20 reason to hop back into, to me, game of the year right now. And hopping into it today only made me feel stronger about that. It's actually kind of weird. I don't even know, like, statistically how often this happens, that there's like a substantial DLC released in the same calendar year as a game of the year nominee, and how I should like reconcile with that. Like, is this going to influence my decision of having it higher up my GOTY list, because now there's even more to go off of?
Definitely not a common thing. But here, have a working thing I'm kind of realizing that I don't like, Jake. In the Switch 1 era, DLC was like the selling point of the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass. And now they charge us for it every single fucking time for $20. And it's like, what's the point of the expansion pass other than the NSO now? That kind of sucks that the
like there was
cost
only
is the exact same.
2.
They gave us Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild for the ones when they launched.
And then, but
Is
at the very
included.
beginning, when they very first launched, there were 2 DLCs, but they did more after that. Like they did other ones, like then you're like all the Mario Kart DLC.
Yeah,
was
you
free.
have like Splatoon 2 DLC is free and included. The Mario
There
Kart
were
Booster
a
Pass
handful of
included.
games that had the
Yeah,
expansion pass
I
DLC
agree.
added.
The ones I remembered were the Happy Home for Animal Crossing and then the Mario Kart 8.
Yeah,
Yep.
those were the
But there
first 2 that
was Splatoon as well,
launched
so-
with it. Like those are the ones that they announced with it. But I'm
And
pretty
then
sure,
now we have
unless
Tears
I'm
of the
making
Kingdom
things
Breath
up.
of the Wild from launch on Switch 2, which were included, but those are only $10 upgrades, not $20 upgrades. Yeah, I'd say they're due for another big one, but
I don't think it's going to
uh,
happen again. I think that they're just charging it now, it seems.
we're
And that-
also getting to the point where $50 for a year of a fucking online service is a pretty goddamn good deal.
I mean,
Like in the fact that it's
it's like fucking
20,
200
20
for
25
PlayStation.
I know, yeah, 20 25 bucks or whatever it is for the regular version is also probably absurd. So I would guess that we're probably staring down the barrel of an increased price even. So right
Yeah.
now at $50 for what it's including, I'm not fucking batting any eyes.
Yeah,
I get my money's
I
worth
guess
out
I'm
of
just
that.
I'm disappointed that all of it just keeps being 20 more bucks when games are already so fucking expensive.
That's not an uncommon thought, especially with this one, because there's something to say about the timing of this release, which is, I think, twofold here. One, interesting that this game came out a month after Mario Kart, but has now gotten DLC before Mario Kart has even been mentioned again. And then in addition to that, this game's only been out for a little more than 2 months. And now that
Has it even been 2 months?
I think it came out like July 5th.
Oh, it was July. It was July. It was the middle of July.
Oh, yeah.
I keep thinking it was middle of August, but it was middle of July. That's
Yeah.
right.
That game is 2 months old, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that are like, "What are you selling us?" Fucking. It reminds them of like the old Marvel versus Capcom or Street Fighter Cross Tekken controversy of like,
Sure.
you selling me like an unlock code for a DLC that's on the disc. Like this should be part of my game. And listen, for me, my favorite part, the thing that was missing the most from Mario Odyssey to Donkey Kong Bonanza, was at the end of Mario Odyssey, the post game is a little bit more involved. You go back to Peach's castle and you get that kind of like bonus nostalgic world. And this is very much the equivalent to that now. It's a post game thing where you go back to that nostalgic world. So on Odyssey, that was kind of included.
Yeah.
And now this mode is a $20 extra thing right after a $70 video game, for the record. So like this is not even an $80 investment. This is a $90 investment. I'm in the hole. Plus my $30 fucking thing. I'm 120 bucks in the goddamn hole with Donkey Kong Bonanza this year, but it's game of the year and I'm happy to be back in it. And honestly, I got such a kick out of being back in it today. Like so much fun on that island, so many nostalgic good vibes going into DK's house. And he's got his little picture of Candy Kong up there. And then you got Frankie and Ramby and fucking Squawks and Diddy and everyone's all around the island. It is a very cool environment to traverse and it's fun to romp again in that world. So I'm just happy to be back. The roguelike elements are hit or miss. If they're for
Yeah.
you, awesome, worth checking out. If you're trying to squeeze a little bit more out of your experience, there's probably a lot of replayability. But even just navigating through these sequentially, I'm having a blast.
Donkey Skong, is this something?
Unfortunately, it is.
Unfortunately, this is something I fear. I do fear, in fact.
Hollow
After
Earth,
this,
Silk Kong.
say it one more time.
There it is.
Mm,
Hollow Earth, Silk Kong.
Hollow Earth Silk Kong. What is the Earth part?
like it's
Because
we're
you're
going into
diving
the
into the
core.
layers, and it's like
Got it. We'll allow it. But I think this is a me problem and not a you problem, to be clear. Something
Right.
about it is just not clicking in my
I mean,
brain.
it already wasn't great, and now I just feel bad about it. So thanks.
No, don't feel bad.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
feel bad. Next
Actually,
up,
I still say my previous statement that it is not a Hollow Earth in Donkey Kong Bonanza. It is a tiramisu Earth. There are layers that each have some sort of open thing with like the atmosphere, the sun can still shine down, so it can't be completely enclosed. It's got to be a tiramisu, bruh. it
Shay
down.
in the chat just said WP Schwickskin for reminding me to
Yep.
use my Nintendo voucher. Shay, don't disrespect me like that. Spell my name, okay? I had a whole reel edited to spell your name correctly. Give me the same respect, god damn it.
Wow.
I like it.
She had
You
no
and your
idea.
name consistency, swag, swooshy, and
Yeah, no, that is a me problem too. Finally, can we
Also
talk about
haiku.
Viva Pinata Pokemon for fuck's sake?
Please do.
Pokopia, horrible name. Got to work on the name,
Terrible.
Jake. Can you get the people on the line to get the name figured out? But this
Poketopia was right there.
Poketopia was
Yeah, I
right there.
know.
Jerica, talk to me about Pokopia. The Ditto game is finally here.
Listen, I had to do a little research because I'm like, how will I think I'm instantly sold on Ditto being the main character in this game because I think that's really fucking cool. Ditto doesn't get a lot of. It's really hard to say that really fast because I always
Yeah.
say I want to say something else. But Ditto hasn't
Hey.
had the time to shine a lot, and it's a fan fave. I would, I think there's a lot of love for Ditto. I like a good Ditto piece of merch, and it's not as much as you see with like Eevee and Pikachu. But a lot of creativity with Ditto because Ditto can obviously now we know can turn into a human.
Yeah.
I'm rusty on my Ditto lore, but I've only seen Ditto like imitate like other Pokemon, right? So
Sure.
I'm really curious about this human form it's taking. And then I just wanted to look up like what kind of game is this gonna be? And apparently just very similar to Dragon Quest Builders, which I almost thought about downloading one time. So I'm like, this could be something I get into. I will be picking this up though, because I think the idea that at least this world is something that I would easily get lost in, and I'm so glad we're branching out a little bit with Pokemon, just trying something else that's new. Will this be the best game of all time? Probably not, but I guess I see it landing between 7 and 8. I don't know how a lot of
So
people
better than
have.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So better
yeah.
than Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's
know.
exhausting being friends with these people. Fucking Christ.
Can we just real quick? Jericho's review of Dragon Quest Builders is I almost thought about downloading that one time.
It's expensive. I feel like at the time it was expensive. It's probably on sale now, but I was like,
Yeah.
this looks cute. I don't have time for it. But having Pokemon spray painted all over it, I would be more likely. I will be picking this up.
I am
I'm
so
ready for a
obsessed
Pokemon game that's different.
with how fucking cursed human Ditto is. With the
I
fucking
think
it's
tiny
dope.
fucking eyes. It's so
I
good.
love
I
it.
love it so much. This is a day one for me. I'm very excited for Pokopia. And then in terms of a release date, they gave us 2026, just a day, or a year rather, no day. So hopefully, I mean, that's going to be late, 2026. They were very clear about like the first couple months giving dates and then just spring otherwise. So I bet this is a late one, probably. We stuck with Pokemon for a second. Something that a lot of people were getting upset about. We got some Pokemon ZA, just another look at it, and then they announced DLC before the game has been released. I saw it in the Discord. I've seen it in the chat already. Jake, I think you're maybe the most excited among all of us for ZA. What did you think about how this looked and the DLC announcement? Are you not the most
Clip
excited?
The face I just yeah, clip the face.
Please
I
do.
just
That was a
made.
great face.
I am so prepared to not like ZA despite being really hopeful that something changes, and I do. I've ranted about this on stream. I'm not sure if I've ranted about it on the podcast. The short version is this game seems really concerned with Pokemon NPCs, like the things that I don't care about, the fucking trainers and the story beats of like the humans in the world. I just want to train my fucking Blastoise up to be a boss. I don't know if I care about this game enough to care about its DLC yet. It's a weird announcement for me. I also think it's interesting that we got so many Pokemon game announcements today, and we had the two driest ever Pokemon presents for like the February one and the Pokemon Day one earlier this year.
Sure.
Where the fuck? Why are we holding those all for directs? I don't know what's happening there.
Remember,
What else
hey,
to
remember
put there?
Pokemon Friends?
Mm.
I guess.
Yeah, wait, is that the fucking one that I bought where you like use yarn?
Yeah, I played that for like a week on the free version, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
I bought that. I forgot about that.
I don't. Was that recently?
That was like
Yeah,
a
that was-
month and a half
Yeah.
ago.
That was the
I
Pokemon
forgot too.
Day
I think it's on my
announcement, like,
home screen.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't watch that.
It's like
Yeah.
really simple puzzles, like daily puzzles. It must be failing terribly. Earlier when I went to see if I had Tetris 99 wins, I pulled my Switch 2 out of its dock and I held it in my hands, and I was in Donkey Kong still from like my previous play, and I like just looked at Donkey Kong and I kind of smiled at it and I trolled him around a little bit, and I was like, "Whoa, Switch 2 is fucking sweet. I've never held it in my hands like that. I docked for 4 months,
Well, really,
3
you don't play in
months,
handheld like at all?
ever,
Me neither. I never do it.
Really?
Never.
ever.
I think I've played like 2 minutes handheld, and then it's been docked the
Hell
whole
yeah.
time.
Oh, it feels so good.
As I said earlier,
it's-
you
I don't
guys
have a
are
knee.
smoking the crack. It's so good in
I don't think
handheld.
so.
Fucking
Yeah.
get with it.
I've
Like,
been
Why?
using the Vita, which is a perfect handheld for size. But I don't have like a Steam Deck or like a ROG Ally or any kind of these like big handheld gaming machines. Like the biggest thing I've ever owned as far as a handheld goes is like the Switch OLED, and this is like beefier. Like this is a fucking.
it's not
It's
that much
big.
bigger than the Switch OLED. It's like
It just,
barely.
I mean,
bigger.
it's heftier, like a lot hefty. It's not like longer or taller, like by a huge margin, but like picking up my OLED now when I'm like trying to take it on and off the dock for the kids, it feels like a Fisher Price toy compared to the Switch 2. Like, and I'm not even exaggerating. It feels like I'm gonna break it just by holding. Like that's how cheap it feels compared to the Switch 2 to me.
Strong hands, jeez.
Mm.
Goodness gracious.
You know what that means? Strong gloves.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
I think we can burn through some of these as well after the Mega Dimension DLC. We had Danganronpa 2x2 equals 4. Dynasty Warriors Origins, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection, 2 Point Museum coming to the Switch 2, Disgaea 7 Complete, EA Sports FC 26, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD Remake, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. Anybody want to talk about any of those games? Nailed it. Lego Voyagers, I think maybe someone wants to talk about, potentially. I think there's some excitement about Lego Voyagers.
Save it for next week if you play it.
Okay, I'll just fuck myself and save it for next week.
It comes out in 3 days.
Yeah.
It comes out in fucking 3 days. Are you playing it?
I don't know. I kind of keep forgetting this game exists, so
I'll
probably
stream
not.
it with you if you do it.
I'll just do anything for you and with you, Jake.
Okay.
Anything.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. I mean, hey, any day now, we're gonna build the Honda S2000 from Too Fast and Furious
Suki.
on stream.
Wow.
Any day now.
That's so random to me.
Suki.
Are there any other vehicles?
There's not as iconic as that one.
Not as iconic as
Okay.
that one. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well,
What about the
you
one that
could
goes to
argue that
space?
there's a couple that are pretty iconic.
There are a
but this is
couple.
the
There's
coolest one for
there's
coolest
the
people.
Supra that's pretty
The
iconic.
silver and
Okay.
blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the
and
one
I
then-
had that set.
what's the one in the first one that he has that Paul has?
The black muscle car.
Well, there's the black muscle
Oh.
car, sure, but the one
Right.
I forget. It doesn't matter. This isn't a Fast and Furious podcast, but it
Yeah, I'm
should
bad at it
be.
either.
Yeah, but it could be.
But it could be and should be.
Three Fast, Three Furious, the podcast.
Now that's something. Because fuck Jordan, there's only 3 of us talking about.
Right.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be there.
Speaking of 3s, though, Little Nightmares 3. I know Kayla is excited for that. I'm excited. I've still not finished 1 and I've not started 2, but Rose and I streamed a lot of 1 last year over on Spotlight Games. But new developer, which I think people are not that concerned about, but maybe just like a little tepidation about potentially. Any Little Nightmares fans in the chat? And by the chat, I mean the podcast.
It's great. I'm excited to play more. I
I
love
love
it.
G,
I
brother.
didn't beat 2, but I beat the first one. I started 2.
I love that. Jerica, can I say that you're my favorite member of Dido?
Oh, you say that to each and every one of these guys, depending on
That's
the
not
mood.
true. I've never said it to Jake.
Not me.
I've said it to Jordan once.
I don't know.
I was gonna make it a joke that
Why
I
you
never
trying to
say it
butter
to
my
Jordan,
roll?
but then I said it to Jordan last week, so now I'm never saying it to Jake. Because I've changed the
forgot about that,
Okay.
huh?
So you've never
Yeah.
said it to Jake.
No.
I yearn to be no one's favorite though,
Yeah.
so
Well, fuck. Now
yeah.
I gotta do it.
Or am I playing reverse psychology and I know it's so
You
bad?
did.
Last Geek Plays says, "Did you say it to yourself?" I would never do that. Next up, Persona 3 Reload demo today, and then they ended the show with Resident Evil Requiem on Switch 2, which I thought looked acceptable. but very much looked not as good as the other trailers we've seen. Which I respect. That this trailer, I thought you could tell that this was a little bit of a lower quality version instead of it being the fucking peak high res version that PS5 has been showing, because we're not going to get that. And I respect that they actually showed the Switch 2 version.
I have a question.
Yeah.
With this version, do you think she'll look less moist at every single moment? Because like
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Right.
all these other trailers for Requiem, I'm like, why is she glistening?
They're always shiny until they're not. So don't question it.
Bars. Fucking bars from Jericho, dude.
Bars. So true.
I don't know what I just said. It don't make any sense, so I don't know.
But it sounded great, Jericho. It sounded good. And then on top of that, actually that wasn't the last announcement, because we
Wait.
got Resident Evil
I
Biohazard
think
and
Resident
Village.
Evil's kind of a big deal.
Oh, it
I
is a
think
big
it's
deal.
Agreed.
It is.
It is day
yeah,
and
yeah.
date, and I think it might be, correct me if I'm wrong, the first time since Resident Evil 4 that a Resident Evil has made the launch of a Nintendo system.
That sounds correct.
It's a
5,
way to
6,
brag. I
Probably,
think just
yeah.
for the
7,
console
8.
too, like the fact that it can run it. I won't be playing it
sure.
on the Switch though.
Right.
No.
But it's-
Yeah, because I
don't
think the
so,
only ones
especially-
that came to Switch 1 were either Cloud or older games.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then,
Yeah.
I mean, the Wii and the Wii U obviously did not get those games at launch. So probably 4 was the last one. That's a good that's a
GameCube
good
had
pull.
4, 0, and RE remake were all
Yeah.
GameCube originals basically. But yeah, I think really interesting and a pretty big deal. And also, this game is coming out. We're in a world where it's not that outrageous that this game is coming to Switch 2, because the Switch 2 is about power adjacent-ish to PS4 and Xbox
Mhm.
Series.
Yeah.
or
S,
Xbox One, I
probably.
guess.
S.
It's
S?
probably close to the S, I would bet. But I don't
And
know.
look,
shit.
PS4 is adjacent to the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I
just,
guess
they,
so.
they came at the same time.
So I mean, if you can play on a day one fucking PlayStation 4, you can play Resident Evil 9 on a system.
Is
that
Resident
goes
Evil
that long
9
as-
launching on PS4? I don't think so.
I think so.
Well, maybe it is.
I might be wrong.
I don't
I
know.
might be wrong.
But
Maybe we're
I want
both.
to add to your point here, Jake, because we had a little very brief little short form the other week about because we got a code for Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2, and I was talking it up. I was like, this is a really solid port, and then lo and behold, like, it's being touted as like a miracle port, because it kind of is, but also that like the haters are starting to shut up a little bit with how powerful or not the Switch 2 is, between like Cyberpunk and now Outlaws performing better in some regards according to Digital Foundry than even like the Series S version of it, and now we're getting Requiem day and date. Like, it's pretty freaking sweet, man.
That is
Like,
pretty sweet.
It is cool, but you're paying the same amount. Might as well play it on my PlayStation though.
For
That's all I'm
sure.
saying. That's what makes me mad. I wish it would be like a
Now
little
everybody has a
cheaper. And no,
PlayStation, Jerica.
For sure.
Huh?
And to correct myself, I
The
don't think it's
pores, we
guaranteed.
call them.
I'm not
There was
debating.
a-
I'm just like, I think it should be cheaper on Switch, but it never will be.
Not confirmed for PS4 or Xbox One.
Yeah, I didn't think
But
so.
the same rumor that had it for Switch 2 has it listed for PS4.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I did not think so. And then they were like, excuse me, princess, we have one more thing. And that one more thing was... Wait, sorry.
dude.
Fire
Wake
Emblem Fortunes Weave. No, I'm just kidding. I think on the panel, I know Jordan is a big Fire Emblem girly. I don't know about Jerica or Jake. Jerica, do you like Fire Emblem?
I mean, I don't have an opinion on it. I've never played, so there you
Jake
go.
Fair.
Love Fire Emblem from the first Game Boy Advance one, and the second one it was called just Fire Emblem, and then Fire Emblem like the Burning Blade or something. And I've been consistent.
Nice. God, look at those fucking pecs. Jesus, fuck. I didn't see that the first time I watched this trailer. Sorry. Jordan, tell us what you think about this game.
Real quick, so I was in the chat with you all reacting while I was very intently focused on my job. Noticed what time it was when they were showing Requiem, and I was like, I'm not the biggest Resident Evil girly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like back out and I guess like do my work or whatever. And then my brother-in-law was texting me like, yeah, we got the new Fire Emblem. I was like, what are you talking about? I just watched an entire hour-long presentation show. Oh my god. because for the not knowers, so the both of you, Jerica and Patrick, for sure. All signs are pointing to this being in the same like timeline, land, whatever as Three Houses.
Sothis
So-
is in this,
Yes,
like
yeah.
for sure. It definitely is.
Which I will
I guess I
say,
said that because I
for
think
just
there's a
as-
couple of games that had what's her face? Is it Tika or like the other like dragon lady
something
that's
like
like
that.
looks like a 14-year-old, but she's like 6,000 years old. Like she's
Right.
kind of bounced around a little bit. But yeah, Sothis and like the fact that the dude was wielding like a very bony looking sword that had what looked like a crest in the middle of it. Yeah, sorry, Patrick, what were you saying?
No, you're fine. I tried to interrupt you twice, Jordan, and you powered through, and I'm proud of you for that. This, I am less interested knowing that it's connected to Three Houses because I tried to get into Three Houses and I just like didn't care about the world. I'm going to play this though. Like this is the best a Fire Emblem game has ever looked to me as someone who has never cared about the franchise. Especially the upgrade to the graphical fidelity is speaking to me. I'm not always like a graphics guy by any means, but this game looks really pretty.
It does.
And I like this like pseudo Olympian, like ancient Greece situation going on. So I definitely, I'm interested to see where this ends up. If it even ends up actually hitting next year. It says 2026, but we know that just saying a date of a year does not really mean anything in this industry that we all love so much. So, but I'm excited.
I will say
this game does look good.
yeah, there were leaked. Jake, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that they were like leaked builds, like full on builds of Engage for almost a year before they actually dropped it.
Yeah,
so
so
even though
was
it's-
in the
even
fucking
though it's
bag
only-
for a while.
Yeah, so even though there's only going to be like technically 3 calendar years in between Engage and this one, Engage has been done for longer. So I wouldn't be surprised if it still keeps 2026.
Question, probably for Jake and Jordan.
Okay.
I own Three Houses somewhere. I have no idea where it is. I also own the 3DS game, and if there's more than one, I don't know which one I own.
There's
And
like
then-
2 or 3 at least.
Okay,
So
I think I
15
own the one that is most liked, though.
Awakening.
Awakening. I think I own Awakening. And then there's whatever's on the NSO. There's like one. There's a Game Boy Advance version, I think, and then maybe like a Super Nintendo. I don't know. There's like 1 or 2 on the NSO. Of all of
Cog and I
those,
answering those questions was sounded like the most elite virgins. We were both just like Awakening.
if those
You
are
know
the
which
ones, if those are the options I have at my fingertips, and I want to try to play a Fire Emblem game, which should I do?
Three Houses.
You think Three Houses?
Yeah, figure
It's
out.
it's between Three Houses and Awakening for me, but
Which
like,
house
you
did you
can't go-
pick in Three Houses?
Is it red, blue, yellow?
Yep,
yes.
I maybe did blue.
me too.
It's not good. This is not a good look.
No, it's
All right.
But
It's very
the reason being, I tried to get into Three Houses and it just didn't grab me. So if
Have I ever told you guys about the Three Houses situation?
oh god.
Oh man.
No, I'm scared.
The premise of Fire Emblem Three Houses, light spoilers, is that you play a professor of high school students
Oh, we know this.
and you work on furthering your relationship with each one of them and forming bonds. And then at some point there's like a 5-year time gap, and then all of those characters become romanceable from the professor.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know,
First
bro.
party-
So,
Nintendo.
Patrick, here I'll say this:
Say it.
if you weren't digging the Persona life sim side of it for Three Houses, if that was kind of what turned you off of it, then go Awakening, because Awakening has less. Like you can still like pair people up, but it's all done on the battlefield. There is no like wandering a campus or none of that to like do little mini games and stuff.
From what I remember, it wasn't the act of doing those things, but just like the world in general, for whatever reason, just like the characters and stuff, the narrative just wasn't clicking for me. But I'll give it another shot as if I can find it, because that's one of the very few games I own physically, and my shit's all over the place. So we'll see. But in the meantime, maybe I'll boot up the old 3DS and give it a shot.
Also,
That
I didn't know
brings
this
us.
until like
Go ahead. I was gonna.
just real quick. Didn't know this until like,
Everybody in! Everybody in!
Laura Bailey, Matt Mercer are in Awakening. That's all. Okay. Bye.
Oh, great. Just like they're in every other fucking video game that's ever been released.
Yeah, who would have thought one of the 6 fucking voice actors had their
Yeah.
honor?
That brings us to the end of our Nintendo Direct. Any final thoughts? I think we were going to talk about like, oh, why wasn't this there? But we've been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes if you were here for the pre-show. And I'm ready to fucking stop. So any final thoughts on the Nintendo Direct? Jake.
I really stand by this being like a 10 out of 10 experience. There was stuff that I'm not that hot on, and there was stuff that I'm completely uninterested in, but there was a ton of stuff that I'm extremely interested in, and it was a really strong first party showing for a console that it solved an issue that I have been complaining about for the last like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months since before the console came out. Is like we knew what was coming in the immediate future, but what did the future of the Switch 2 software look like? And before today, all we had on the fucking plate were a couple Switch 1 games, Tamagotchi Life and Rhythm Heaven, and then the known quantities of Metroid Prime 4, Beyond, Kirby's Air Riders, and Pokemon Legends ZA. Today, we got a massive fucking influx of like what 2026 is going to look like, and it looks awesome for Switch 2.
Hell yeah. I love that. Jordan, how about you? Any final thoughts?
Don't think so. Like I said, I'm still stand by. It's a very, very solid direct. And I think like I have my monologue. Just keep it up in mind about the whole motorcycle aspect of Prime 4. I don't think it's going to be nearly as extensive or like, genre breaking or whatever that people are starting to worry about that it is.
Okay.
Keep the faith.
Keep the faith. Hashtag Jerica. Final thoughts?
If the Ditto game is fun and I'm having a good time, I'm gonna get a Ditto tattoo.
Hell yeah.
Hell
It's in my
yeah.
top
Ditto?
5 Pokemon tattoos. Yeah, it's either like Pikachu, Charizard, Mew, Ditto.
You could 2
is
for
now
1
in
and
the
do like a
list.
Ditto transformed into a Pikachu with the fucking stupid eyes.
Boom, I'll get it.
Or now that we
I
know,
want a Pokemon
that
tattoo
Ditto
so
goes
bad.
into human beings, Ditto transforming into Barack Obama. Consider that, Jerica.
Oh, I mean,
Mhm.
actually, that would be quite beautiful on my lower back.
I think so too.
I think so. Yeah, that's the perfect. Some
I
would say it's
think
the perfect
so,
spot.
too. I would personally.
Imagine that looking at you.
God, I respectfully, I will. In fact, I thought it was a good one. I think it exceeded my expectations in some ways and left some things to be desired. But overall, I had a good time. But I might have had a better time talking about the Direct here with y'all. So thank you very much for joining me, Jerica, Jake, and Cog, and everyone in our audience. We're gonna pay it forward. The homie Blaster Goblin playing some Dead Rising 2. Fucking king
sick.
behavior. So go show him some
Vegas,
love.
Such a nerd.
baby.
Let's go.
Thanks for being here, especially for those of you that were in the pre-show. We will see you at some point this weekend or next week with Borderlands 4 stuff. So until then, bye-bye.